be ready to go to the...
All right, we should be live. Welcome to our new episode of the Swordcast Adventures Plays Waterdeep Dragon Heist. I am super excited to get into this episode, but before we do, we have some sad news. Unfortunately, to unforeseen things, Brago here is going to be leaving us after tonight's episode.
It's true.
It's a little bittersweet, but we're going to make sure that tonight's a good one just because of that.
Yep.
So, yeah, other than that, let's see some D20 rolls.
Oh, shit.
11.
11.
Natural 20.
Nice. Is that a 1?
Yep.
I rolled a 1 last time. I rolled a 1 and then a natural 20.
Alright, Sarmaya, take it away.
Well, our last session started with us in a fight with a drow who we killed the shit out of.
Yeah, we did.
And we looted that body. I got a sick hat and some new armor. And Savian got some sweet boots of elven kind. And, ooh, a pistol. We have a
Pistol.
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 There's an E at the end of that word.
And then I believe after that we went to bid, and then I went and visited my brother to have him repair some clothing. Oh yeah, there was some one of you cut off the head of that drow and took it
Smashed in face.
took it to Davriel.
Yep.
At the yawning portal, and proved that we killed him. We got paid. Pretty exciting. And yeah, I drank at the Spouting Fish for a bit. Tried new things that I did not like.
Oh yeah.
It was a great side adventure.
Yeah. Some solid
And then we were at the tavern when a really interesting orc showed up with Istrid Horn, and she was demanding payment, and she was hanging out with Mavram there. Mavram was a bit terrified.
Yeah.
The consummate host.
While Savian was looking for Istrid to pay her, came back to the tavern and found her and paid her. I believe, did you also pay her extra? I believe you did.
Yeah.
I did. I'm confident.
And then
We are so far ahead of schedule, or not ahead of schedule, but
Pretty well on track.
the money situation is seemingly pretty good. Seemingly.
And then after they left, Raynair knocked on our door and had a job for us that Brago was very much not interested in
Fuck the
being
Harpers.
involved with. But we were
Fuck the Harpers.
invited to an opera, and we had tickets paid for us, and we went, and it was great, and everyone loved it. And we talked to the fantasy Teddy Roosevelt. What was his name?
That's right.
Yeah. Oh wait, his name's Mert. Is that right?
Mirt.
Mert.
Mir's
He's a big man.
Mert.
He is a big man.
Mustachioed man.
And a thing was stolen from his house, a statue, and he wants us to go to the alley with the blue tiles, which Sarmay is not psyched for. But she still kind of wants to go, but we haven't decided if we're doing that job yet. We finished the opera, and Mavram and Brago went to a brothel for some fun.
Yep.
And I tried to talk to meet actors at the opera, but was unsuccessful. And then everyone went back to the tavern and were going to bed, except for Sabian and Zen. That's where we left off.
That is where we left off. And so that is going to be where we begin. As far as I know, you guys had all decided to go to bed, and Sabian and Zen were going to stay up and take care of some stuff. So, what would you like to do?
Gather blankets and towels and walk to the ocean.
I'm pretty much following his lead at this point.
Totally.
Because I'm not 100% sure
On what's happening.
in character what's happening.
Blankets and towels. Are you going to stargaze on the beach or?
You could say that.
Something.
Something on the
Something's
beach.
gonna happen. Yep, Zen and I are gonna get down on the beach. Just
Somebody's not a jealous
just
person.
like
cool.
That's cool. Yeah, I think we would head out the west gate. And I would head toward some sort of like rocky outcropping that would have like a place to jump in that doesn't look like I would get pulled under by riptides, or it doesn't like some sort of fairly stable tide pool.
Sure. Do you head towards where you were last time you did this?
If there's something suitable.
Yeah, I would say if you head over to where you were last time, you could find there's like a small dock, not one that's big enough for like ships to dock at or anything like that, more for like just foot traffic, for people to kind of like go out into the water a little bit and like look over the ocean and kind of like take in the whole scene of the harbor and all that.
I also bring an extra pair of trousers.
Fair. Cool. So yeah, so you guys leave Troll Skull Manor, and how late in the evening do you wait to do this? Do you just wait until everybody goes to bed and then leave right after?
Pretty much.
Okay, cool.
We're not there.
Yeah, Brago and Mayrum have left. So.
Yeah, so you guys just waited for Sarmea to go to bed.
Basically.
Yeah, so you guys make your way, and as you leave, it's a pretty brisk night. Still winter. It's not currently snowing. There's just you just see like little like flecks here and there of like snow. It's trying to snow, but it's not quite coming down. Yeah. It could be just like snow getting knocked off a roof by a bird or something like that, but there's just like little bits here and there that are coming down. But yeah, you guys are able to make it to the water easy enough. You go back to the spot that you were at the previous 2 times you made an attempt to seek out this power or whatever it is that has been going on.
Just trying to figure it out, man.
And you were able to, like I said, you're able to find a small dock where you and Zin are able to like set up kind of a little post where you're able to find a place where you'd be able to jump off the dock into the water and have Zin be on the dock above you to keep an eye, as you guys had said you wanted to do.
I'm also taking a rope from my
That probably also has
burglar's pack.
Assuming.
So, we get to the dock and put all the stuff down, and I say, I don't know what's going to happen, and hopefully the shock doesn't kill me or cause me to drown, but I'm going to jump in there.
So,
hopefully.
And he's like starts taking off his coat, shirt and stuff, and like throwing it down on the dock.
like, at what point do you want me to intervene?
I mean, if I like seize up and don't surface, probably.
Okay.
And then he's like taking his boots off.
But like, what do you expect?
And like,
what do you expect to happen?
I don't know. I put this in the sea, and I got a reaction, and then I returned and I tried again, and I didn't get a reaction, and I've got a hunch. Or I'm taking a risk.
All right.
But I gotta know what this thing is, where it comes from, what its connections are. I gotta know. Consumes me.
That's fair. So are we tying the rope around you?
Yeah, my waist.
Now? Okay.
Yeah. And I'm just like shirtless in my trousers, and I'm barefoot.
Small nipples showing.
Oh, I mean, I'm bare-chested, so
yes.
Yeah,
Great.
and it's cold, so.
I'm just setting the scene appropriately.
Yeah.
Can't forget the details.
Yeah.
Minutia.
Do you have chest hair?
Probably, yeah.
Elven chest hair. It's like probably a little wispy.
Yeah, probably light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe slightly blonde. Are you blonde or?
No, I'm dark. I'm black hair.
Okay, cool. So wispy black chest hair.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yep. You got all that? You got all that, Ross? I mean, Mayrum?
Sometimes I worry that I put too much time into something that slows the game down.
Wow.
Fair.
But this
Okay.
detail was 100% necessary to know.
Yeah.
Duh.
Yeah. So, that's my elven chest hair.
Ruffles in the light breeze.
Ruffles in the wintry breeze. I stand there and I say, "Here it goes."
I got the rope. Do your thing.
I look down at the water.
What are you doing with the rope? Are you just holding it to
It's
like be able to
ti-
throw to him,
tied
or
around.
No,
you
it's
do
tied,
have it
yeah,
tied?
tied
Okay.
around him, and I want to have it like wrapped a couple times around my wrist and like holding it, so like I have a little bit more like immediate,
Totally.
like yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
I will say a little prayer to Corellin in Elvish before I jump in, and I do, and I just leap off, like feet first, and I'm holding on to the amulet.
As you jump in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, you jump in, and Zin, you hear this splash ring out and just kind of echo off the waves and off the dock. Savian, the second you hit that water, you just feel your body like almost seize, but not quite. You just feel this intense cold just start to like seep into your muscles. What do you do when you're in the water? Do you continue to hold on to the necklace? Do you try to keep yourself submerged?
I curl up into the fetal position and I hold on to the necklace and I try to like grin and bear it through the worst of the cold and see if I can just tap into anything extra. I guess I would like reach out with whatever force of will I have.
Okay.
Could possibly exert.
Yeah, so you splash into the water and you just grip this thing even tighter as you feel this cold start to like course through you. And you kind of sink down a bit, and as you try and like clear your mind and focus on anything that you possibly can to try and bring whatever it is that you experienced out of this thing last time, you feel yourself start to like focus, and you just kind of feel that cold grow slightly more and more intense. And as you wait a little while and focus on it, you feel that bite just dig in, and you try and not think about it, but the longer that you're in the water, the more intense the pain gets. And as the pain starts to swell a bit, you feel something in the back of your mind just kind of like loosen up a little bit, and you feel a little bit of calm as you start to focus on like pushing that pain under. But then suddenly it just like kind of swells, and that pain almost becomes unbearable. But then as it just starts to almost peak, something else rises within you. For some reason you feel this anger start to bubble deep down inside of you. You can't tell whether you're just trying to bear through this cold in this water, or if you're actually angry about something. As the pain becomes more and more intense, you just feel yourself swelling with anger. And as you do, you can almost feel it flow from your heart just throughout your entire body. And as you feel this kind of just like rush of intense emotion, I would like you to roll a Constitution saving throw.
Oh god. Okay.
Oh god.
Constitution saving throw for your emotions.
For the
Feels.
record, if I saw his skin starting to change color, like if he started like going a little blue in the face, if I saw him start struggling, or if I saw him go limp, like entirely just like limp, I would immediately start pulling.
Okay, fair.
11.
So you actually can't see his full form because it's dark, and he's
right. I
like
didn't think
just
about the
under the
light factor.
surface
And
of
I
the
don't
water.
have dark vision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like just under the surface of the water, so you can barely make out just like this ovular form that's right underneath the surface of the water.
Mm-hmm.
And as you're keeping an eye on him, you've got the rope wrapped around your arm. Savian, you just feel yourself lurch about 5 feet down, and you just start to race out to the ocean.
Oh shit.
Zen, from the dock, you just kind of hear a slight bubble, and you feel some tension in the rope start to build.
All right, I'd immediately well, do I feel the swiftness of it? Is it a sudden jerk that I feel?
You more not sudden. You more feel the rope start to kind of push out, but it hasn't gotten taut enough for you to feel that wrench.
So okay.
Can I surface?
Make an athletics check to try and swim up. Do you let go of the medallion when you do this?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he feels a little out of control and he's needs to rein it in.
Okay.
So, athletics check, you say?
Yep.
Oh my god! 6.
So you let go of the necklace and you try to scramble towards the surface, but your hands just seem to swipe right through the water, gaining no traction, and you just feel yourself wrenched out to the ocean, going out to sea.
Would I be able to see his arms?
I'd say you'd more hear bubbles coming to the surface.
Okay.
And maybe a slight bit of splashing, but especially with him starting to get further out,
right,
you're starting to lose.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna ground my feet as much as possible, and I'm gonna start pulling the slack so that I get it tense and see if I feel him. You know what I mean?
Okay. So I'd say
so I can get a gauge of how much movement's happening on the other
Do I
end
feel
of that
I'm
rope.
out of control, I don't have control over my faculties, or do I feel I'm being...
there's an undertow?
No, more do I feel my thoughts are to swim out to the ocean, or do I feel I'm now being forced to do something that I'm not really wanting to do?
It's not that you're being forced. You still feel in your right mind. There is some other force just ripping you out that way.
I feel like I'm being pulled?
Exactly.
Oh, okay. Am I actually swimming, or am I just being pulled?
Like you said, you were trying to swim to the surface, and you're still just being pulled out the other direction.
Okay, so I would grab the rope.
Okay.
I'll just pull really hard twice.
As you get 40 feet out, the rope tightens. Sin, I need you to make a strength check.
You got it.
Saving throw?
Sure, make it a saving throw.
You got it. Even better, I think. Yep.
It should be.
23.
So as the rope gets taut, you just wrench back on it, and you almost feel your feet slip towards the edge of the water, but you feel the rope just pull taut, and you feel something just jerk at the end of it. Savian, you feel the rope around you just rip at your waist as Zin catches it, and you, for another couple seconds, you just feel this immense force trying to pull you out, and then after a couple seconds, it just fades. And Zin, after a second or two, you feel that tension in the rope lighten.
Okay.
And just a little bit of slack drops.
Keep pulling it in.
And at that point, you would be able to start pulling it in.
Perfect.
I'd say a couple seconds later, you can hear the sound of Savian breaking the surface of the water.
Excellent.
How did the amulet react, feel in my hands? Did it feel like something came out of it, or
as far as physically, being held in your hand, you didn't feel a difference.
Is there any light generated under the water in that?
Not that you could tell.
Okay. All right. I'm just going to grab the rope and try and swim as fast as possible back to the dock.
And with Zen pulling you in, you're able to make it in twice as fast.
And I'm just pull myself out and flop onto the dock and
just gasping. You just
I'd
see him dripping.
Pull out my arm so you could do the whole
the man latch and rip him up onto the dock.
Latch and rip you out of the water.
Yeah.
It's in the nick of time.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Oh, fantastic.
Yep. Yeah. I just
I'm gonna
scramble
miss
for
that.
towels. I just scramble for towels and blankets, and I'm just like chattering.
Yeah, I would like
Sure,
immediately
and, like,
grab like the thickest blanket and throw it over his shoulders.
Yeah, and so yeah, you now sit on the dock, just shivering, like wrapping blankets around you as Zin stands over you.
Did anything happen?
I was pulled out to sea.
By what?
So I was sort of trying to force out the cold and focus on the amulet, and I was just trying to focus as much as I could on it, and I could barely I almost couldn't take it, and I suddenly felt an anger well up inside me, and then I was pulled out to sea against my will.
Like
Some sort of
force?
it felt like did it feel like a tentacle, sort of like a water tentacle? I know I couldn't probably see it, but did it feel like I was being pulled by a singular point, or did it feel like my whole body?
It just felt like your whole body was all of a sudden moving in a direction that you
Oh,
hadn't told
okay.
it to move.
I was, my whole body just was gripped in some kind of force.
Wait, did you tell me it was because of the necklace? Did you mention that that's why?
I don't think you've actually told her what happened with the necklace the other time.
No, you
that
definitely didn't tell me. But even like this time, did you tell me? Did you mention it was the necklace that was the reason? I can't remember if you said that tonight or not.
He did just say he was trying to focus on the amulet while he was trying to push the
Yeah.
cold away.
Oh, okay, right.
Before I jumped in, I think I would have been like,
Gotcha.
I put this in the sea. Yeah, cause
Yes, yes.
You
I
did,
said
yeah,
that,
you said you got a
Sorry, I just
reaction
wanted to
out
make
of it.
sure
Yeah,
before
yeah.
I said anything about the necklace that I knew about the necklace. Sorry.
Yeah. I put it in the ocean. I got a reaction. I went back. I didn't get a reaction. I jumped in. That's what I said before I jumped in.
Is this what happened the last time you got a reaction out of it?
No, not exactly. It was more brief. It was like a brief flash of something. Was the anger similar to the dream I had? Was there any sort of like correlating feeling? The dream with the bubbles and
Roll.
Darg.
I would say you can roll either an straight intelligence check, or I'd let you make a history check to like kind of recall that feeling. Cool.
Like an intelligence check. Wow, 10. I'm just rolling. Brace.
To you it feels slightly similar,
Okay.
but it felt a little bit more palpable this time, more tangible.
Definitely a stronger reaction. I don't know. But I don't think I'm going to be jumping in the ocean anytime soon. At least till it warms up.
Well, let's get you back to the bar.
Yes! So he like pulls on the boots and socks that he left after he dries himself. And
Some dry pants.
Yep, change my drawers and...
So you no longer have the amulet, correct?
No, I have it
Okay.
still.
Yep.
Okay.
It's
I
still
just
there.
let go of it. It was around my neck the whole. It never left my neck.
Oh,
I was
okay.
just like holding it under the
Understood.
water,
Understood.
trying to like figure out what it was doing, what the thing is, what's going on. Oh, well, with that, I go back and I go to bed and I build a big fire and I feel still cold.
Yeah.
For a long time.
Yeah, I'd imagine you sitting in front of the fire for a little bit and
I do.
warm up.
Yep.
I like pour you a drink to help you warm up too.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
Zen.
Drink.
Oh, drink.
Oh, okay. Someone says the word drink.
I'm already out.
I must oblige.
Yeah, so Savian goes to bed. Zin, do you do anything special?
No, I don't think so. I think I just would make sure that he's good
okay.
and, not dying of hypothermia.
Yeah.
And then I go to bed.
Where are you sleeping?
You know where I'm sleeping.
Okay. Maybe you like to hear it sometimes.
Between your thighs.
I like curl into bed. I try not to wake you up.
Okay.
Cool. So, yeah, you guys go to bed, and then you guys all wake up the next morning at level 3.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah.
Level 3.
Well, hell.
Got my bird college.
All right. So, yeah, you guys all wake up the next morning. I'd imagine Zin and Sabian wake up just a little bit later, as
Probably.
their night's activities kept them up a little bit later.
I think Mabram and I probably stayed out pretty late too.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you guys were at the brothel, maybe you didn't even come home. It's kind of up to you guys.
I don't
We
know.
came, I don't know.
Probably like 3, 4 a.m. we rolled in.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, so you guys would probably sleep in for quite a bit longer than everybody else then.
Yeah, so I'm up first, is what I'm hearing.
That's yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, they have to go to brunch. The gayest meal.
Anyone go to vitamin water?
Oh god. Get you some B vitamins. Jesus.
So yeah, if you're the first one up, what do you want to do?
I want to go shopping if I think shops would be open. Actually, I have a question about business days in D&D. So, the calligrapher told me to come back in 2 days, but Winter Shield also happened. Does that add an extra day because it was a holiday, or...?
No.
Alright, I'm still gonna go see him first.
Okay.
Good question.
And you just went to the calligrapher the day before, right?
No, I went 2 days before. I went on day...
Oh.
Was it the day before
Day
Winter
8.
Shield?
I went, yeah.
This is day
Yeah, it was.
Day 11.
Okay.
Morning.
Yeah, you go to the calligrapher, and he's got your things ready for you.
Okay, and then I'm also gonna inquire to him about buying parchment or paper and ink and all that if he also sells that.
Yes, I do. How much would you like?
Well, I've heard, like, I don't write a lot. Is there, like, different kinds of paper? What do I want?
There is.
I'm
What
a
do you-
serious opera writer.
I see.
It's my first opera, but I'm serious about it.
Okay.
Serious
Well,
operator. That's awesome.
Are you just need paper to...
An ink and a pen.
I'm serious.
How much would you like?
I think I want, like, probably, like, 40 pieces of paper,
Okay.
maybe?
I can do that.
Is that, like, how long an opera is?
I couldn't tell you. I have not
Okay.
written an opera.
We'll start there. If I need more, I'll come back.
Well, I can give you a box of 50 sheets,
Okay,
if that
that works.
is okay. Yes, let's see.
Room for an opera and more.
That'll be 5 dragons.
Okay, and also a pen and some ink.
How much
I've heard
ink
that
would you
ink
like?
is really expensive.
It's
Get a quill,
a little
get a quill.
pricey.
Not like a lot then, like an ounce maybe. And then the fanciest pen that you have,
A quill?
The
like an opera writing
fanciest pen I have.
pen.
Well, I guess that depends on how much you want to spend. I have some pretty fancy ones.
All right. Well, I guess we start with the ink. So that was 5 dragons,
For the paper, yes.
and then the ink is how much?
The ink would be another 5 for 1 bottle.
Okay. So we're at 10 dragons. All right. I will look at different kinds of pens, please.
Yes, and he takes you over to a large case where he has many different quills. Some of them are pretty basic, just your feather quills, but then some of them are feather quills that have been wrapped with these fancy golden wires, and some of them have been inset with different gems, and he has some of them marked at around 200 dragons kind of deal.
I would like one that's maybe around 5 dragons. What do you have in that range?
That's very doable, yes. Here, everything on this shelf is in about that price range, as he points to a certain shelf, and you see probably 6 or 7 different quills, a couple different sizes. You see a couple different colors as well. You see one that's just like straight black. There's one that's kind of like a gray that's like speckled with a little bit of black in it. You see one that's kind of like this nice like dark brown that has like this streak of a lighter brown going right through the middle of it.
Are there any purple or red ones that stick out?
There is a red one.
Okay, what's it look like?
It's this large, kind of like a large bushy feather. The ends of it kind of like frill out a little
Sold.
bit.
Sold.
You have your large bushy feather.
You did. Not a lie.
That's how I pick my writing utensils.
Red
The
feather.
bigger and the bushier.
Yeah.
Alright, and then I think, do you sell anything that like I wouldn't think that you sell? Or you just sell stuff to write with and paper and stuff? Do you sell weird
That's
stuff?
the best way to ask for contraband I've ever heard.
I
Like, I don't
guess
know.
that depends on what you consider weird stuff.
I don't know, like hats or something that like you wouldn't.
I
like,
do not
you
sell
would-
hats. No, I'm not a haberdasher.
Well, what kind of stuff do you sell that's not like writing stuff?
I mean,
Drugs.
not not a whole lot.
He
I
said
mean, I have
drugs for those.
many different sizes of parchment. I have some
Quite,
different
yeah.
maps.
Ooh, what do you have
things
maps
like
of?
that. I have a map of the city.
Well, I think I might need that. How much is that? I don't have one.
That would be. Let me see. It depends on how big you would want it. Do
Okay.
you want one that you can carry around with you?
Oh
one
no,
that you can hang on a wall?
I want one that it's gonna go on my bedroom wall, and I don't have any other art, so it can be pretty big.
Let's see. I'd say something like that would probably be about 3 gold pieces, 3 dragons.
Perfect. I would like that, please. I guess if you can't do anything else for me.
Unless you need more writing supplies, then
I don't.
I don't think
I think
so.
I'm good. Unless I figure out that I need way more to write an opera.
if you do, you know where to find me.
I do. Thank you for the business cards. I assume they look great. They look good.
Yeah.
They look great. And for the supplies. And then I'm walking out that door. And then I would like to go to... here's another question. Do you think for new components I need a piece of string and a bit of wood? Could I just find that, like around the tavern or something? Or do I need to go buy that?
I mean, unless they have any sort of certain, like, special properties, I feel like that would be pretty easy to
Piece
find.
of string and a bit of wood is the exact... Okay, so I'll find
It's
that
just
and
like-
around the tavern. Then I want to go
Debris.
to...
Yeah.
That's just like in the trash pile.
I was just
We're
gonna say, you can
about
just
to
go
take
through the
out,
trash
like-
pile in the
Yeah.
fireplace.
I want to go to somewhere I could buy, like, gaming sets, things like that. And books, if there'd be the same shop that would do that.
You could probably find some sort of, like, general store.
Yeah, I would like to go to a general store.
Okay. And what are you looking to get?
I want a dragon chess set. And I want to look at books about Waterdeep's history.
Okay. Books to buy?
Yeah.
How fancy of a dragon chess set are you looking for?
I want one that's going to be generally for the patrons of the tavern, so nice enough, but not so nice that people would steal pieces of it.
I'd say you could probably find a dragon chess set for probably 2 gold.
Okay.
That isn't, enticing enough for people to feel inclined to take.
Okay.
But also, you're going to be setting it in a tavern, so who knows?
Leaves everywhere. Okay.
Only the people who own it.
So I got that, and then books on Waterdeep. History, anything.
If you were looking for that, you would probably have to go to... If you're looking for something that specific, you might have to go to a different store.
Okay, like the bookshop near our house. I would like to go there.
You go to Rishal.
Rishal!
Love this
I
guy.
like you.
Yeah, have you... You have been in Rishal's, right?
I don't think so.
Well, it's just me and Zen.
Yeah.
I've only been
Well, I thought there was other people with you when you went.
Nope.
But, nope, that makes sense.
Solo mission.
Yeah, so you walk into the Bookworm's Treasure, and you see this scene that only Savian and Zin have seen so far. This big, round room, large, ornately carved desk in the center of it, and you see that golden dragonborn kind of peek up from behind his usual pile of books, his small spectacles hanging on the end of his snout. Ah, welcome.
You're a dragonborn.
That I am.
My girlfriend's a dragonborn.
Is that so?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
What kind of books do you have on Waterdeep?
What kind of books are you looking for?
Oh, like history
I have-
books, or if you have weird books about Waterdeep. I want to know everything about Waterdeep.
Why such interest in the
How
city?
deep is it?
It's my hometown, and I'm really passionate about it, and I'm also a bard, and I like writing music, and I like writing music about my city, and I feel like the more I know, the better bard I can be, and also the better Waterdavian.
How long have you lived in this city?
My entire life, and I'm 20 years old. I'm from the Southern Ward.
You've lived here your entire life and are only now looking for information on your city.
Well, I know a lot from growing up. I grew up in the Southern Ward, and I learned a lot from hanging out in taverns and everything, and from other bards, and from music, and holidays, and from being here. But you know what? Now I'm living in the North Ward, and it's all new to me, and I just want to know as much as I can about everything.
Interesting. Are you part of the new group that has just moved in around the corner?
Build a better bar.
Yeah, at Troll Skull Manor.
Build a Bard Workshop.
Yeah. There you
Sorry, I couldn't help
You
it.
got there. You got there, guys.
go. I couldn't say it.
So your girlfriend is the blue one that was in here the other day.
Yeah,
I see. Wow.
she's pretty great.
She seems very interesting.
Yes.
Well, as far as history of our fine city goes, I do have a few things.
Are books expensive?
Well,
Never bought a book before.
they are not cheap for a lot of commoners.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll look and
How
see.
many books are you looking for? What are you looking to spend, my friend?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe a few dragons, maybe more. I don't know. How much does a book cost?
Well, I
Like-
think the cheapest of the books on the subjects you are looking for would cost you around 10 to 15 dragons.
Oh, wow.
There's a lot that goes into making a book.
I guess I'll start with buying one then.
On just a general history,
Maybe more detail, because I think I know most of the general history. Maybe, like, just one that's the history of something weird in Waterdeep, or, like, a specific history that I could learn more details.
well, I mean, I don't know what you consider weird. I do have hundreds upon thousands of books on many different subjects
About Waterdeep?
in general, but that doesn't mean I cannot relate them to things that have happened in our city.
Are you from here?
I am not born and raised, but I have been around enough.
How long have you lived here?
Many, many years.
Longer than 20 years?
Longer than you have been alive.
Okay. Alright, well, I don't know. Maybe if you have a good recommendation. Like, I don't know, something about, like, the history of the town's guard, or, like, the history of the Blackstaff, or something like that. Ooh, I went to Blackstaff Tower recently. Have you ever been?
I have never been inside, no.
It's really crazy. Do you have books about that?
Not about the insides of it specifically, no. I have...
What about the history?
I mean, I have books that mention some of the Blackstaffs from the past, but nothing of full accounts of what they have done.
Do you have any books about how to write an opera?
I'm afraid I don't have those kinds of books.
No self-help.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I have a book on the city guard. I know I definitely have a book on the history of the Open Lords.
Ooh, I'll do that. A book on the history of the Open Lords.
Give me one moment. And you see him walk to the back, and he kicks a ladder over to a certain shelf, and he climbs up only about 2 or 3 shelves, but he grabs a book. Not a fairly huge book, but a decently sized tome, wrapped in leather, and he comes back and sets it on the table and says, "Yes, this one will be 15 dragons."
I'll take that. And I'll probably be back again. Is there any way I can just read books here without buying them? Or is that frowned upon?
No, I think if you're part of the neighborhood, I don't see why that would be an issue.
Okay, I'll buy books sometimes, though.
As long as it's not the very expensive books. I don't like to let all the valuables just wander around.
Wait, what kind of really expensive books do you have?
Many.
Do you have really expensive ones about Waterdeep?
I mean, more expensive than this one, yes, but...
What's
as
your most
expensive as
expensive book?
If you have to ask that, then it's out of your price range.
Well, yeah, but maybe I could save for it.
If you do, you let me know, then we can talk.
Okay. Well, okay. Well, I'll take this book then.
Okay. You never saved
I just
anything.
feel
Someday I'm gonna be so rich. I'm gonna buy all the books.
And on my way home, I'd like to see if there's anywhere I could, like, I guess, is there other flowers I can buy anywhere?
You know that you could go to Coralon's Crown.
Where is that on our street?
Yeah.
Do I know that? I would like to go there.
That's the greenhouse, the fall.
Oh yeah, I would like to go there.
Sure, yeah, you walk up and you knock on the door, and it takes a couple seconds, but after a couple seconds you hear some footsteps coming down some stairs, and the door opens and you see Fala standing there, her long braids flowing down her back.
I need a flower.
A single flower?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what kind of flower?
A really pretty blue one.
Blue. Yes. Please, come upstairs.
Like the prettiest blue one that you have.
I will let you pick so that
Okay.
I am not a disappointment.
Okay.
And she brings you upstairs, and as you get about 3/4 of the way up, you can already kind of feel a bit of mugginess in the air as you hit the platform at the top of the stairs, and you walk into this large greenhouse. The entire top floor of this building is just completely encased in glass, and you are just amidst tons of plants. They're just everywhere, all over these tables. Some of them are in pots on the ground that reach up to the ceiling. But she kind of leads you around, and she has a few different kinds of blue flowers around. But you're definitely able to take your pick of the lot.
Which one's the prettiest one?
I would
Which
say
one, or like the most unique and pretty?
you find one that's almost like a rose, but it kind of like frills out a little bit more on the bottom.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll point at it and say, I would like one of those, please.
Yes, I can do that. Just the one.
Yes.
Do you need anything to carry it in?
No, I'm not going very far.
Okay, yes, that'll be... Why don't you just give me... you know what, because you're part of the neighborhood, why don't you just give me 4 nibs?
Okay.
Ooh, neighbor discount.
Get that friends and family.
I give her 4 nibs. Did you grow all these yourself?
I did.
It's a cheap drink now at the tavern.
It's real impressive.
Well, thank you.
You'll have to come by the tavern sometimes. We love having people just come over and have a mug of ale.
Oh, are you
You're
open
welcome.
for business already?
No, just as a friend.
No.
Like a neighborhood thing. Like a neighborhood thing. Like you just gave me a discount. Like you come and you have a drink because you were from the neighborhood. And when we open, you'll get discounts too.
Well, that is very nice of you.
Guarantee it. And then she's gonna pull out one of her business cards and give it.
Wait, I forgot your business card.
I'm one of the proprietors, one of the owners.
You're gonna like our drink. I
Yeah, and she takes it. She's, oh,
know
thank
who the
you. That
next
is
character to leave
very
the party
thoughtful.
Well, I gotta be going.
Bye, yeah.
I want this flower to look its best.
Yes, well, like you said, you're not going far, so it should be fine.
And then I'm gonna go home.
All right.
And
have a lovely day.
you too. I'm sure I'll be back. I like you here a lot.
Good. Well, you are welcome anytime.
Oh, thank you. Same to you.
Thank
At
you.
the tavern. And yeah, I'm gonna go home, and if people are still sleeping,
I guarantee it.
I would say by this time, after going to the multiple places, Zin and Sabian would probably be up.
then I'm gonna find out wherever Zen is and give her this flower.
All right. So
And
we turn back to you guys.
I'll say, a beautiful blue unique flower for a beautiful blue unique person.
Barf.
No, bard.
I like
Barfy bard.
Zinli doesn't like fully know how to react to it. Like if she wasn't a dragonborn, she'd be blushing.
Blush is just not going to be like.
Yeah,
It'll be like,
instead it just kind of this like sheen of like dark purple kind of like comes
Oh,
across
okay,
your
yeah,
cheeks.
no, that works for me. I like
oh,
it.
you blush purple.
Delightful. That's delightful.
And I'm like,
That's a little known fact. All dragonborns, any color, blush purple.
No.
It's
No.
the one. It's unifying between them. It's a common trait.
Nope.
no one's ever given me a flower before. Thank you.
Well, there's more where that came from. Not today, though.
That sucker was expansive.
Not today, Zin.
I will also give Savian and Zen their business cards. I got these for us, so when you tell people about the tavern, you give them a card, and it says where the tavern is, and it has each of your names on it. And yeah, I already gave one to the flower person whose name I already forgot.
Fala.
Fala. Yeah, I told her she should come over before we open,
Uh-huh.
and other stuff.
What else did you tell her?
That she, could drink at a discount.
Oh.
She's our neighbor.
Oh, is that so?
She gave me a discount on the flower.
So?
She's our neighbor.
Yeah, but we're trying to turn a profit here.
Okay, but
I mean, but it might be a good way to get people to start drinking here and not at Fruins.
I mean,
and
you're not
also
wrong.
maybe she'll bring flowers. Maybe we could get flowers from our tables, and that would look really nice
It
too.
would look really nice here.
Also, I got this awesome dragon chest set for the bar, and I'll set that out on a table or something.
For the bar, huh?
I don't know
I'll
how
have
to
to-
play, but I've always wanted to learn.
Neither do I.
We'll learn.
Ooh.
Yep, I'm sure we'll totally have time in all of our adventures to learn how to play Dragon Chess. I'm sure that'll happen.
And
Also, I'm gonna grab like
What doubles down?
a glass or a mug or something to
Yeah.
like put some water in to like put my flower in.
There you go.
Like a little mug.
You find since you guys
And
don't
put it
have
on the
like a whole
bar.
lot, you just find an actual tankard and like
Yeah,
fill
yeah,
it up
no,
with
exactly.
water.
That's just going for it. It's like a bar
It's
glass.
just like
of
sitting
some
on the bar.
kind. Yeah, it's like my flower, like, and some water sitting on the bar.
Sarmea will give Zen a peck on the cheek, and then she's gonna go up to her room to hang her map up and put her book away and stuff.
Okay. Do you guys want to do anything specific now that you're awake?
Yes.
Making some breakfast.
After breakfast.
Now that I happen to be level 3, I should probably get myself over to Schemos.
What are you scheming?
What is this level 3? Just kidding, I'm level 3 too.
I would say after this interaction, it probably takes about another hour before Mavram and Brago wake up, since you guys were out much later than everybody else. But
I like that I feel better and more powerful after a late night.
Yeah.
well, I mean, considering the activity
Nice.
of the evening,
It was stimulating.
Yeah.
to say the least.
Uh-huh.
My stamina is so much.
Oh, God.
So much increase.
It's that stamina training.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
I will give Mavram and Brago their business cards, and
How many
Brago's
business cards are there?
50.
Yeah, I was gonna
For
say
each of
50
us.
each.
And
Can I
Brago
do
says
something before-
executive
when we're
chef
waking up?
on them.
Yeah, go for it.
Wow. Executive chef. I think you're
So as we're
overselling
still
me a
in bed,
little
kind of
bit.
waking up from our stupor, I'm gonna just do my normal like cuddle thing with Brago. Put my
Yeah.
hand up his chest and look at his face, and my wings unintentionally pop.
Whoa.
Whoa.
See him.
That's. Whoa.
Gross.
Oh, I've got just the raging morning wood. It's great.
Because of the wings.
So,
You just feel the wings pop out to the side, and you feel
Uh-huh.
something pop against your side.
Yeah.
Oh.
You didn't.
Yeah, I kind of
I didn't.
almost a little embarrassed as I kind of like kneel on the edge of the bed, wings still, and just
What
the
is-
whole room just like bathed in light.
Oh, that's bright for the what? That's new.
I'm just gonna
Mabram?
stretch out
happens
one
to
stretch
every
of wing,
guy.
just kind of like feel it.
Can I? Wait, can you turn? You wanna?
Yeah.
Can you turn for
Stands
me?
up, turns around, just like kind of folds them in.
On the
Wow.
Does a little flutter off the ground.
Those are beautiful. When have you
Uh,
had those forever?
Maybe. I don't think so.
How come I never saw them until
once
now?
Before, and only when I first met the lady. She imparted some of herself in me, and this happened. It kind of drove off. I was chasing me. I haven't seen it happen since. It was a pleasant wake up.
I don't know how to take that, but huh. Well, that's really cool. I mean, that seems like a really special thing.
I mean, yeah, I guess so.
That's cool. So does that mean that what does that mean about me? Am I like inspiring, or am I like something you have to save from? I don't. Sorry, I'm not a wordsmith.
I feel like there's something that I did as like a protection from me.
Protection from
I don't
you.
feel like.
Oh.
Of me. I don't feel scared of you.
Oh,
Yes,
honey, and I'm gonna
maybe it's just
like stroke
my-
him in a loving way. And be like, I'm not scared of you.
That's good. It might just be more something like, affection, unintentional. I apologize. That's a little startling this early in the morning.
Well, if you if you wanted to like hug me with your wings as well, I wouldn't be upset.
I think before like it's all over, just like kind of step in, hug him around the waist, shoulders, I guess.
Yeah.
Shoulders probably. And then finish it off with the wings
'Cause you're
coming around
short.
us and a kiss. And
Yeah.
just about the end of the kiss, the wings just
They what?
and the room's
They
back.
They disappear.
They disappear?
They dissipate.
Wait, are they corporeal or incorporeal?
They're translucent.
But okay. They're
So
translucent.
like you can see through them. I think you can touch them because they can bring me up. I don't think
Yeah.
I can hit some.
I always imagine them as energy wings. But
Yeah.
I thought, but I could be imagining it wrong, incorrectly.
Do they puncture
I think
holes in your
just,
clothing?
Like light kind of form.
They don't puncture holes in your clothing,
Okay.
so there's that.
There's that. Yeah. All right. So they're like, yeah, it's like a lightsaber. Not really corporeal, but it.
It also doesn't cut things in half.
Well, there's that.
It wraps you in a
Otherwise, I'm
warm
pretty
light,
sure that would
and
cut
then
you in
disappears.
half.
Yeah, I don't know. I wanted to be hugged by it, but.
My lightsabers, bro.
Dude, dreams crushed. That was a special moment, Mabram. Thank you for sharing that with me.
Thank you for sharing your time with me. It's been really nice these past few days.
I agree. It's been a new experience for me. Normally, it has not been such a lengthy thing. I don't know what you call it, but a thing. It's nice.
I think I just lean over and kiss Brago on the head and start getting dressed.
Yeah, right on the top of the head.
Just the tip.
More than two.
Mavram, as you begin to get dressed, after this whole incident with your wings popping out and exposing this to Brago, as you're like lacing up your boots and getting ready to finish getting ready, you kind of feel this soft sensation as almost as if a couple of fingers just like run across your cheek.
I guess I'd try to follow whatever direction they were going, see if I can see anything.
Was that? No, it's not me though,
Nope,
right?
it's
Okay.
not.
It's like DM taking over for me already.
Roll a perception check.
Sure.
Fade to black.
That's a natural 19.
30 minutes.
Even with that, you don't see anything around you.
Yeah. I just kind of look. Do I smell anything? Do I have any other sensations other than that touch?
Other than that, you would feel like just the slightest bit of warmth come from your necklace.
Okay. I think I'm just gonna, before I fully pull on my ropes and stuff, I think I'm just gonna sit there on the edge of the bed, just like hold it for a second, and then kind of in my give some thanks in my head, and just continue and finish clothing myself.
Cool. So yeah, so you guys get ready and head downstairs. You guys all find Sarmea, Savian, and Zin down there. You see this beautiful blue flower sitting in a tankard on top of the bar. And
Oh, that's gorgeous.
I know, isn't it? I like blush a little bit again.
Oh, is that yours?
Yeah.
Nice. It's a good flower.
Sormea got it for me.
Oh, that's nice.
Wow.
Are you around, Sarmaya?
Yeah.
I'm gonna come over and just give you a tap on the back.
I'll give you one of these.
yeah.
In my head, I want her to say game, recognize game, but she's not actually going to say that, so.
Oh, man.
Oh boy. Yeah. So what would you guys like to do?
Wow.
Brago, you start cooking breakfast, I imagine.
Naturally?
After breakfast.
Naturally. It's tasty, by the way.
Jadoi. It says
Especially with all the new groceries that you guys
executive
have.
chef for a reason.
Yeah, right?
Don't make me regret like a sushi.
While breakfast is cooking, I'd like to look for that string in the wood around the house or whatever.
Okay.
And then I'm just going to be randomly
string in the
practicing
wood.
my new spells.
I'd say roll an investigation check.
One.
You can't fail, so technically you still had your investigation.
Oh, I did.
Oh. What a delay.
Oh, I know.
What a delay.
So on your first pass throughout the bottom floor, you aren't able to find anything.
Okay.
You're just a little bit distracted by
Zen's beauty.
exactly. You just keep looking back at her and smiling, and then look at the flower, and she catches you looking at the flower, so you smile back at her. And
Did you buff your scales? You're shining a little bit today.
Hey DM.
Yo.
Are there two fireplaces in the bar of Troll Skull?
yeah, there's one in the tap room, in the main lobby area, and then there's one in the kitchen.
Ah, that's right. Okay, never mind.
Kitchen fuego.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I'd say as you guys are about to finish up breakfast, the work crews begin to show up. Eldon shows up with his normal crew, the group of gnomes and halflings, and they get to work on all their carpentry stuff. And then a little bit later, you see the guys from the Cellars and Plumbers Guild.
The salt scrapers.
Yep. They show up with a couple of empty barrels, and they head down into the basement and get to work.
That was a guild. I was like, what?
I
This is a
It's a division of a
It's a
guild.
new job I've never heard of.
Well, you never had to remove a line mold
That's true, that's true.
infestation from your basement.
Yeah.
Just a salt miner.
Scrapers.
Well, sort of.
And the Pepper Grinders Guild.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
You gotta get.
Jesus.
Yeah, we have to get our executive chef license with the Pepper Grinders Guild.
It's important. Gotta have properly seasoned meat.
That is true. But yeah, so post breakfast, what do you guys want to do?
I'm gonna keep looking for that.
I want to
string
head to the bookshop, and I want to head to Schemos.
You're gonna head to Rishal? the
Yeah.
Bookworm?
I will go as in to Schemos.
Not to the bookshop?
I mean, if
I mean, we can head to Schemos first if you
if
want.
she tells me she's going to the workshop, I guess I'll go with her.
Okay.
I have the book of rudimentary spells that I bought several days earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking it with me.
Yeah, I'm bringing.
Which you've been practicing, and now you are starting to get the basics of.
That's right.
I'm gonna
That's
go.
why I'm going to Schemos.
I'm gonna go to my lessons.
Okay, your cooking lessons.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. All right. Before we go with them around town, go ahead and give me one more investigation check, Sarman.
You find a spring in the wood?
11.
I would say you're definitely able to find now that they're getting ready to head out. You're able to concentrate a little bit more. You're definitely able to find a couple of scrap pieces of wood around that you could easily fit in your pocket that you'd be able to carry with you.
And a piece of string.
Nope, just the wood so far.
Sick.
Delightful.
Well, while what I'm doing while these guys are doing their other things is I'm looking for a piece of string, and then once I find that piece of string, I'm gonna start work on my opera. It will be my Magnus. Was it Magnus?
Magnum opus.
Magnum opus.
Magnum opus.
Nice.
That's pretty
I believe
impressive.
you have
Your
to have
first opera is
multiple-
going to be a
yeah, I was
magnum
about to
opus.
say.
Yeah.
You don't usually
It
write
is.
your magnum opus in your first one, but
Yeah, but it's gonna be so good.
Yeah, she's not going to have to do another one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're biased. You're biased, Zin.
We're talking royalties. This opera's going around the world.
Mhm.
I'm gonna get paid for it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm up to.
All right, so you guys are heading to Schemos first?
No, we can go to Rishal's first.
Either way.
Yeah, either way.
It's closer. Might as well just do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
To Rishal's we go.
Can- Shawls.
Yes, you guys.
Troll Skull Valkyrie.
You guys walk into that familiar,
Okay.
dimly lit room,
It's gonna be another
and you see
family and
Rishal is got his back to you. You see him kind of browsing one of the shelves on the back wall, and he kind of turns and looks at you all from the ladder that he is on top of, and you see him kind of nod, and he sets a book back, and you see him just kind of like swing one leg off the ladder, and he grabs the edge and just slides down to the ground and begins to walk over and greet you guys. And he says, welcome. It's good to see you again.
You too, Rachel.
I believe
you,
I
Rachel.
just met your partner.
Oh, really?
Yes, she was in here not but an hour ago.
It's pretty cute.
She behave herself?
She asks a lot of questions.
Not an hour ago, yesterday, right?
No,
No.
she came in this morning.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
before
right.
we woke up.
Oh, duh,
Yeah.
sorry.
So kind of yesterday to us.
Kind of yesterday.
Right?
She behaved herself.
Yes, she asks a lot of questions.
She'll do that.
She does that.
She's a very interesting character.
She's inquisitive.
She is writing an opera.
Yep.
This is the first I've heard of it.
Oh,
I don't know.
I
Have you
hope I
told
did
me
not
that?
ruin
I don't think
any
she's told
stuff
any of
about
us.
I don't know. Yeah, you
Surprise.
may not have. Do you think you would have told me at this point?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I think that's what I was gonna say. I think that like we haven't talked in character, but I think this is like all I've been hearing while we're falling asleep at night about your opera.
Like if
That
I'm
does
dreaming
not
and I'm
surprise me.
sleep talking, it's about the opera. I definitely would have showed you my quill that I bought too.
Mhm.
I would have showed you that.
Absolutely.
We retcon that. I showed her my quill.
This is my opera writing quill.
Yeah.
Probably said that exact phrase.
Probably.
This is my
That's why I said it.
Mhm.
Anyway.
But yes, she seems very nice. She's young, no?
Yeah. Technically
Yeah.
a year older than me, though.
She's. You make up for it with experience.
Yeah.
Yes, you do not show it.
Do tieflings and dragonborns age at about the same rate?
No, Dragonborns, they mature early. Like, I'm only 19,
Tieflings are pretty
but
close
I
to
think,
humans.
Yeah,
like...
Dragonborns only live to be like 80.
Yeah, and I think we reach adulthood at, like, 13
So do
or
humans.
something. I'd have to look it up. But, like, I'm only 19, but I've technically been an adult Dragonborn for, like, a while.
Mm-hmm.
Also, tieflings don't show age until like their last 10 years of life.
Yeah. Side note, the life expectancy in like medieval England was like 30.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We're definitely.
It's a little bit more advanced than that.
Well, when you've got magical healing in the world,
Yeah.
I figure.
We didn't have proper medicine.
They
We
did
have
not.
literal magical healing.
Yeah, we do.
Like,
Uh-huh.
We have
Little-
resurrection spells.
Little gods.
Like, if you die, it's cool. We'll get you back.
Yeah.
So anyway,
But yes, what can I help you with?
well, I wanted to sell you back if you buy books.
I do.
What was it called? The Hunting in Faerun. I was going to sell that one back.
Well, did you not find it useful?
It wasn't exactly what I was looking for, but the other one was spot on. The monster parts.
Oh, good. I'm glad at least one of them
Absolutely,
is
but
to your liking.
But I was gonna sell this one back and maybe take a glance at some of the other ones you have
Sure,
available.
yes, of course.
So yeah, I'm pretty much just trying to trade in one book for another and throw down a few more gold if I have to.
Well, seeing as you've brought it back in its original condition and it hasn't been very long, I will just give you a full refund on your purchase.
All right, well, keep it as credit at that point, and I'll go back to that section and take a look at the other books about monsters.
Sure, yes. Anything in particular?
I don't know. I think just like at this, I'm trying to like read a lot about many types of monsters, so I think I'd probably make it through a handful of books. So like anything on something more specific, like I don't know if you have anything on undead or if you have anything on
Things with tentacle faces.
yeah, like sea monsters, or if you have anything like that,
No, you have men with tentacle faces?
With tentacle faces, what do you mean?
It was like a tall, spindly man-looking creature, and it took this guy I knew. It sucked his brain out of his skull.
Oh yeah, they're
Wait.
That's-
You have
they're
books
You've
called.
on-
seen one of these things.
Yeah, we killed it. We probably shouldn't have been able to do that, but we
Wait.
did.
But we did.
You
They're called
you cannot
mind flayers.
possibly be speaking of an illithid.
Mind Flayer. Illithid?
You see him like pull his spectacles off. You fought one of these.
We killed one.
Lived. You killed him.
Yeah.
How did you manage that?
The gods were watching over us
They must have been. Where did you find such a thing?
in the sewers of Waterdeep.
In this city?
Yeah. We found some sort of underground layer. I believe you might know an organization called the Eye.
Playing it all out there. I love it.
Well,
I'm okay with it. I'm not shushing you in game or anything.
Yeah. I mean,
To anyone that is paying attention to anything that goes on in this city, that has lived here for a while, most people have run into them, whether they realize who they are or not.
well, that's sort of how we got Troll Skull Manor,
That's all.
in a way.
You got the manor for killing this beast.
Not exactly.
Loosely, yeah.
Killing it was just a result of our action. It's just in addition to our success.
I see. Well, that in itself is quite a success.
Yes. But obviously we would like to keep it under wraps. We wouldn't want to cause panic.
Yes, of course. I mean, I do have.
But if you have
I
books
know
on
of
those
one
with
book that
those
may have that
motherfuckers-
definitely has at least some information on them. But if you experienced one firsthand, you may know more than this book does.
Yes, well, I just wish to know
Yeah.
even more. Unless, lest I run into another one.
Let's
someday.
hope you do not. Let's,
I-
especially in this city. Let's hope that they are
yeah,
not trying to.
You should have seen what he did to my compatriot.
I can only imagine they are very powerful beings.
It was pretty disgusting.
Well, be happy that fate did
terrible
not
way to
fall
go.
upon you.
What's that?
Be happy that fate did not fall upon you.
Yeah, well. Campaign's not over yet.
Yes, as I said, I know of one book that at least has something in it. Let me go grab it. And he goes and grabs a book. This one is in black and has this silver writing etched into it that says Monsters of the Depths.
Got it. That's what I'm looking for.
This one is a little pricey. It has accounts from a couple different people who went through a lot to gather this information. This is going to cost you about 40 dragons.
40 dragons?
40 dragons, but minus my credit or after my credit.
Oh, yes, that would be about 25 after your credit.
I'll take it.
Okay. You just pay 25 dragons?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That I do.
Anything else?
No, I think that's it for me for now. I'm sure I'll be back though.
That's just suddenly inspired, that's all.
Well, yes, if you do need anything, you know where I am.
Definitely.
That I do.
Well, enjoy the rest of your day. And be careful, don't go in around trumping in the sewers.
Oh, we won't.
We won't if we can avoid it.
Good. I'd like to see you back.
Is he close to us? Like
Close enough,
standing
yeah.
with us? I pull out a business card and put it in his hand. And I say, well, when we get a little closer to opening up, why don't you come by, have a drink on us, check
That
it out.
sounds nice. Just let me know.
We will.
We will.
I see already you have begun to do some work on the place.
Yeah, we want to be open as quick as possible, so trying to move things along.
Yes, it looks like it could be a very valuable property, especially in the way of being open for business.
Yeah.
That's the plan.
As you can see, all we have is Fruin's shop across the way here.
Yep.
Yeah, I
If I
heard
do
all
say
this-
so myself, I've been wanting another place a bit closer to drink than that one.
That's good. I hear there's all sorts of nasty stuff floating on his bar.
He's just not the
Rat bits.
rat bits.
Yeah. I heard you had an infestation of rats.
Well, it would not surprise me. He is not a very pleasant man. It wouldn't surprise me if the back of his place is just as unpleasant as he is. But anyway,
Yeah.
please, yes, I will definitely come by once you guys are ready.
We'll let you know.
Thank you.
Thank you again, Rochelle.
And thank you again as well. I will see you soon.
You will.
And yeah, so you guys leave?
Go to my
to
book in my bag and
Go to
Schemos.
Schemos.
Schemos Bottle Shop.
Yep. Yeah, so you guys walk in and you find the gnome stocking some shelves, and he turns and sees the two of you come in. Ah, yes! Welcome! It's been a while. How are you guys?
I forgot how much I like Schemo's voice.
What can I do for the two of you?
Savian pops open the bag of holding and puts the plushie inside of it for this little jaunt.
He just kind of nods.
Yep. We're doing well,
Doesn't acknowledge
Schemo.
it.
How are you?
I'm good, I'm good. I heard you've been up to some work.
Yep.
Heard you took care of one of Davil's little problems in the dock ward.
We did, as I flash my boots and pistol.
Oh. Did you take those from him?
I.
Well, they look very useful. What is that contraption you have?
It's called a pistol.
A pistol.
A pistol.
Pistol.
What does it do?
I love this gag. This gag is my favorite. A pistol.
Pistol?
Pistol.
I have this thing called a stamen that works with
What you
Jesus
and Mabram do
Christ.
in your own time is up to you. Keep your stamens out of mine.
It gets so flowery.
I bet it does.
Wow.
Anyway, I'm gonna let that lay there as I move on with the game. Yes, well, it's a contraption. I feel like I'm going to need to train with it some to.
I was just about to ask if you had figured out how to use it yet.
I have not.
Interesting. Do you know what it does?
It hurts. Do I have a scar still though? Like, even though I was healed.
Since you weren't, I mean, I would say you definitely have some sort of mark.
I like pull up my shirt.
You're not like completely blown out like you were, but
Yeah,
I'd say
yeah. There's
there's an entry point.
yeah, I like.
And I did tell you how it worked.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh,
He let me cast Identify on it.
I do remember that.
Yeah.
Let me recall what Sarmea told me. But then as I'm describing how it works, I pull open my armor and I pull up my shirt and I show him.
You don't have your armor right now.
Oh, God damn it. All right. I pull up my shirt. I forgot. I'm sorry. And I show him this bullet wound. Thing punched right through me. I almost died. I lost like a lot of blood on the street.
Ooh, it must be very powerful.
It is very
Yeah.
powerful. And very painful. I cannot even begin to describe what it felt like.
I could see it being a great advantage learning how to use this.
Oh, I definitely plan to learn how to use it.
Good, good, good. What else can I do for you? Why are you here?
Well, I wanted to report back to you about the oil you gave me.
Yes,
I
you
got
used
tried.
it.
I did.
How did it go?
As far as I could tell, it did the trick.
Good, 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 good. That means I'm getting close.
I used it twice, right? Or maybe.
Yeah.
I think you only used it
I
once.
think it was twice.
Because I have 2 rolls written down. I've
Oh,
been
you
trying to
do?
keep track of like
Yeah,
what I
she
roll
rolled
for
twice.
it.
I
Yeah.
think he used it twice.
Yeah, but I know you have to roll every hour. After
Oh,
it's been
so I
applied.
used it once and then had to roll it.
Oh,
Okay, that
okay.
makes more sense. How many uses do I have? But I forget.
You were
3?
given 3.
Okay, cool. Excellent.
I'm pretty
yeah.
sure you only used it that first night and then nothing happened. So you're like, well, I don't want to waste it.
Right. Cool. Well, yeah, no, I've only gotten to use it once so far, but
Good, good. Maybe yes, that's good. That's good news.
also I wanted to see if you had anything for me.
I was actually going to get in contact with you in a couple days. I do have a small package that's coming with a couple of interesting little bits in it.
Excellent.
Yes. Do you want me to just hold it here?
Yeah, I can come back if
Okay.
you want. How many days?
It should be here in 2 days.
Okay, I'll come back.
Good. Yes.
And I appreciate it.
You are very welcome. My source says that there are some fun little components in what they're sending me.
Excellent. I'm glad to hear it.
I'm looking for a few things for some rudimentary spells. I need a short piece of copper wire. And I need a brass brazier. And at least 10 gold worth of charcoal, incense, and herbs. Preferably like 40 or 50 gold worth of charcoal, incense, or herbs, if possible.
I don't normally sell components to customers, but seeing as you're one of ours, I think it'd be in my best interest to maybe help you out. I think I have enough of that in the back. I definitely have the wire and the brazier.
That'll do.
Let me go check on the charcoal and incense.
Okay.
And he like turns around and zips into the back. And you hear some rustling around. You hear one thing like crash over. But he comes back a minute later and he has all of it for you. You need 50 gold in the incense
That would be preferred.
and charcoal, or 50 total?
50 of all charcoal, incense, and herbs.
Okay. 50 for that, and then
The brazier.
give me another 5 for the brazier, and then let's just call it a shard for the wire.
Okay. I give him 55 dragons. Right, that's what he said.
Yep. And 1 shard.
1 shard. Yep. Excellent. Thank you very much.
So you must have been doing some studying, huh?
Oh, I've been doing a lot of studying. I think I have some good things in mind. Some sneaky treats.
Good. Have you learned anything interesting?
Well,
Have you figured this one out yet? And he kind of like flicks his hand out, and the ghostly hand flies out and begins to like circle around you.
Yes. Well, I was able to add a little flair, and I summoned my own mage hand, which is invisible because of the mage hand ledger main. And I like caused something like just a random thing on the counter to just like float around the room.
Yes, you do have it.
Yes. And I plan to summon a familiar with this material. This one, the copper, for the message spell.
A very useful one, that one.
I agree. And I also have been learning this one, and he sort of like says a couple words and like waves his hand over his dagger, and the green flame coats his dagger for a moment. And he sort of twirls it around.
You see his eyes kind of like light up. Ooh, yes!
Yeah.
Good. You are learning.
Yes.
I like it.
I've been practicing.
Keep it up.
Thank you. I also did a little research on this. And he pulls out the necklace. Well.
Oh, really? Did you find anything?
Some field research mostly. I took it to the ocean a couple times. And the third time I took it to the ocean, I jumped in and I tried to concentrate on it, and I felt a great anger, and then suddenly I was pulled out to sea, and Zin here had to pull me back to land.
Really?
Yes.
You see this kind of like almost not like super concerned, but you get this like, you know, his face kind of changes a little bit. This kind of expression of not quite worry, but just interest.
Concern.
Yeah. Really? What did it feel like? What happened?
It was just like a great anger. That's sort of seems similar to a previous dream I'd had about some sort of underwater people and a lot of bubbles, and then I saw the great red dragon of Hundarg.
The dragon?
Yes, well, this sensation felt like a sensation I felt in that same dream.
Interesting.
But
do you think it was the dragon?
It maybe is the dragon, but maybe not. I don't know. It doesn't make sense. The dragon would have control over the sea. It is a beast of fire.
It is not a dragon that likes water.
I don't believe the red ones are.
Oh, you did not
partial.
say it was red. That would make sense. Interesting. What does it all mean?
I don't know.
Can I see it again?
Yes, I would give it to him.
And he takes it, and you see him begin to mutter some words, and he does that same the same hand gestures and incantation for identifying. He identifies it again. And you see that kind of sheen just like go across his eyes and dissipate almost immediately as he just turns it over and feels it and does the same thing he did before, and he hands it back and says, "That is very odd. I still don't get really anything from it."
Doesn't feel greater in strength in any way.
Doesn't. I still don't even get a name.
Wow.
This is strange.
It is very strange. I don't know what to do next. I don't want to go back to the ocean.
I mean, if you were barely able to withstand whatever it was that time, it might not be so good next time.
At least until the weather warms up.
That might be a good idea.
But until then, I will just keep it secret. Keep it safe. And safe. As I have been told.
That is probably for the best.
Great sages wisdom. Yes. But, I'm quite pleased with my progress.
Good, good. Yes, you are definitely learning. I'm very pleased with it as well.
Well, unless there's anything else, I think we'll be on our way.
No, I don't have anything for you. I haven't really heard from Davil in a day or two, so I don't know what he has. Or if he has anything. But like I said, and he points at Yuzin, I will have something for you in 2 days if you come back.
I'll be back.
Alright.
Well, unless you need anything else from me.
No,
Do you need any more supplies?
Not that I can think of off the top of my head, but
No.
Let me know if
maybe
you
when
do.
I come back in a couple days.
Yeah, for sure. And then I will, before I leave the store, I will, I'll pull out the plushie and put it back on the belt.
And as you walk towards the door, you see that hand kind of like whip past you, and it opens the door and swings it open, holds it open for you as you exit. And you guys walk out into the city streets.
I say thank you again, Weird Bottle.
You're very welcome, Stormwind.
Weird Bottle?
That's his
That's his last name.
Emo Weird Bottle.
Right.
Bottles are weird.
Yes, they are.
All the weird.
All the weird.
Alright, yeah, so do you guys do anything else? Do you just head back to the tavern?
Do you have any more business to take care of?
No, not that I can think of. Yeah. Oh, do we know, were we told where Blue Tile Alley was?
You were told it's in the C Ward.
Did he give us a time limit on when we have to get back to him about whether he wanted?
I believe
Okay.
Rainier's coming to visit us.
Oh,
soon,
right,
and
that's what's happening.
we'll tell
He
him.
said he would send him over in a couple days if he hadn't heard from you guys.
Yeah.
Let's go take a stroll by Blue Tile Alley on our way home. Not through it,
Not entering it, but you know,
near it.
see if we can locate it and.
Reconnoiter.
Sure. Yeah,
Reconnaissance.
so you guys are in the trades ward, so you guys would have to head northwest to the C Ward.
My baguettes are so stealthy.
Do you guys just walk?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, so you guys walk over into the C Ward. Once you enter the C, I'd say you probably enter the southernmost portion of the C Ward. As you guys walk through, I'd say I'll let you guys make 2 perception checks while you're walking through to see if you can spot it.
You got it.
What?
Don't yell at me, son, yeah?
For
I'm
some
talking to the
reason,
cat.
for a second, I thought that was coming out of because I saw him get up when I heard that, and I was like, it was yeah, it was weird.
Two
It was just
per?
weird.
Or 2.
Yeah, so you guys can make one together, and then we'll do another round. All right, so what'd you guys get for the first one?
First one, 5.
All right.
No, natural 20.
All right, so I'd say as you're walking through the first half of the C Ward, you don't notice anything in particular that sticks out. But you're able to cross into the northern half, and that's when I'll let you guys make the second one.
Alright, roll.
And Sabian, I'll let you make yours with disadvantage because of your non-natural 20 on the first one. Or with advantage, sorry.
Oh, okay. Sorry, what does that mean?
Am I just
My
straight
bad.
roll for the
I'll
second
let
one?
Yeah,
you.
straight roll.
I'll let you.
I'll let you
Yeah.
take disadvantage.
Yeah,
9.
18.
So you guys are walking, and as you're walking north, you're just kind of walking down, and you're walking through kind of a busier street, one that's in the C Ward, but there's a couple of busy taverns that you guys are walking past. And as you get a few blocks north of that, and the crowds kind of start to thin out, Sabian, you look to the east, and you look down this kind of small alleyway, and kind of peeking just out of a corner of another alleyway that's headed north, you see a glint of something blue.
Okay. Hold up. I grab Zen.
Yeah.
I direct her back toward that alley. The alley, and then there was another alley.
Yeah, so you would have to head east down this alley, and then where you saw the glint was at an intersection where there's another alley heading north. So it's kind of like a
Right.
T-junction.
Is there anyone on the street like peddling something? Is there a town crier, or is there like somebody who looks like they work or live around here in the immediate vicinity?
I'd say with it being the middle of the day and people being out doing their shopping and stuff like that, I'd say you'd be able to find a couple people that definitely look like they are familiar with the area.
Oi!
If anything, you could even step into a shop that's nearby.
Yeah, I would just, even if there's like a corner store of that alley that goes east, like if there's something on the corner there, or...
I'd say on that exact corner, it's just kind of housing. You would have to go like a couple blocks, like 1 or 2 blocks in either direction to find something like that, but you would be able to find something close enough in the vicinity.
Fine. Yeah, let's just find... I'll find a business that's close, or a like food stall.
Yeah, totally.
Someplace where people congregate.
Yeah, you find kind of like a small like corner like general
Starbucks.
store that you're able to go into. Yeah, and you
Okay.
yeah.
Waterdeep.
There's a few people in there kind of milling about, doing some shopping. None of them look like they're moving too fast. Like they're definitely not in a hurry. They're just taking their sweet time, kind of looking at a couple things. But you definitely see an older kind of human male standing behind the counter, keeping watch over the place.
I just walk up to him and I say, "Morning, sir.
Good morning. What can I do for you?
Well, I'm new to this part of town, and I heard a rumor about this place. Pretty deadly. Blue Tile Alley.
You see his eyes kind of like narrow. Now, what you want to be going around a place like that for?
Well, I have my reasons. I've been hired to do a job. It involves this alley. I just want to look around. I just want to see what I can see, but I don't want to get into any trouble. Is there something a local man like yourself might be able to tell me about the alley to avoid any unnecessary death and dismemberment?"
Well, I don't know what the alley looks like. I've never been inside myself. I'm not that stupid.
You know any stories about how close you can get, or like...
Well, you can't actually go into the alley until you sign up for it.
Oh, I see.
Oh, there's like a sign-up sheet.
Honest,
It's
you can
waivers.
see that on the wall. So there's someone there watching over it?
No, well,
How do they know?
rumor is there's somebody watching over it from far away.
Ah, I see.
Whether that's true or not, I don't know. Like I said, I've never gone in. Don't plan on it.
Any rumors about who is watching?
Supposedly the one that built it.
Okay.
So why would someone go and sign up for this?
Supposedly there's treasure hidden in there. Apparently it changes. The tests get different. The puzzles get different. The treasure's different.
It's a roguelike.
So, yeah.
It's just procedurally generated every time you
Yeah.
enter it.
Yeah. So hard.
That's
though.
great.
Uh,
Excellent.
well, where do we sign up?
At the alley.
Alright. Well, I think that's...
It's pretty obvious if you find it.
Alright, I think I spotted it. I just wanted to make sure I could go see how close I could get to it before...
Well, you can get
death
close,
and
but
dismemberment.
I suggest you stay far away. If you do go in, make sure you're damn well prepared.
Will
Like I
do.
said, you're better prepared not.
Good to know. Then we leave this small general store and we head toward back that same alley.
Okay. Yeah, so you walk down that alley heading east, and as you get closer, you can see that this corridor that heads to the north, you see almost as if it's kind of like spilling out of it into the alley you're walking down, these bright blue tiles on the ground.
Okay.
So you approach, turn the corner.
No, well,
I'm following you.
I walk past it. I want to walk up to it and look down as far as I can, just see like what, as like my field of vision extends, as I can see more of an angle down. What do I see?
So as you walk up to this T section, the blue tiles don't come all the way into the alley. They only come about halfway. Like I said, they just kind of almost need to be like a little bit of overflow that comes out of this corridor. But you step out.
Does it seem haphazard and it's like the overflow? Does it seem more like random, or does it seem structured in it?
It seems structured.
Oh, okay.
And you kind of step into this T area where you can see down all 3 corridors. And as you look to the north and you look down this corridor, you just see this straight alleyway that almost looks to end at a dead end. You see a wall probably about 40 to 50 feet down. But the entire way, the floor is just lined with these bright blue tiles.
Okay.
And then you see sitting in front of you about 20 feet is a pedestal just right in the middle of the alleyway with a large book sitting open on top of it.
Don't walk up to it.
Just touch it with a toe.
What do you think, Zen? I mean, clearly that's where you sign up.
I mean, I don't think we should go sign up.
I mean, I don't want to go sign up.
But considering you can't enter without signing up, I mean, it wouldn't hurt to go get a closer look, probably. But
How far down?
The pedestal?
Yeah.
About 15, 20 feet.
okay, so it's like
Alright. Is there any thieves' cant or any thieves' gang signs?
Make a perception check.
Okay.
Signs.
That is a legitimate concern.
Oh, yeah.
There's
Yeah.
there's a drawing of a big purple
When
plushie
you're
on
a
the
jet, you're a jet. Sarmaya. 16.
16. So you look around and you don't see, you definitely don't see any thieves' cant around. You don't see any gang symbols, especially the ones that you're used to looking for.
Yeah.
But what you do see, hanging on the wall to the west, where kind of like in the northern alley, like on the wall the direction you guys came from, is this small tin sign that hangs on the wall. It just says Blue Alley.
Kind of creeped out. I don't even want to go this 20 feet down the hallway. What do you think?
I want to look at the book.
Alright.
Purple worm.
I'll back you up.
Purple worm.
Mind flare.
Okay. I'm carefully,
Yeah.
slowly,
Yeah.
but I want to approach the book.
Okay.
And
I would like to check for traps on the way there.
Sure.
I'll
Roll
let
the
you roll
perception
that
check.
first.
Yeah.
Oops. 26.
26. Yeah, as far as you can tell, other than the brilliance of the blue and the tiles on the ground, it looks pretty normal.
Okay. Checks out. We approach the...
So I want to look in the book. And so is it like, okay, I just literally want to look in first. Is it like literally people have signed up in this book?
Yeah, so you walk up to the pedestal and you see this book that is just laid right out, wide open. And when you walk up and look at the pages, you see that the page that's open on the left side has 2 rows of names.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second page is about halfway down on the first row in the second page, and the rest of it's blank.
Okay.
But you noticed that all of the names on these pages have a perfectly straight line drawn right through the middle of all of them.
So I guess
That's
my other
gotta be a
question
good
was
sign,
like,
right?
is anything dated? Like, I think what I was like kind of looking for is if I could see how often people actually sign up for this. Like, is there dates written next to names, or is it just like names crossed out?
From the pages you see open, there are no dates on it. It's just names.
Okay. Like, how many names?
Well, with the size of the tome on the first page is completely full, I'd say probably about 50.
Okay.
And then on the page that is being filled in, I'd say there's probably about 20 on that one.
Okay, so like 70 people total have probably ever done this as far
And
as I
died.
can tell.
On this page that it's open.
And died.
Too.
It's like in the
I've
middle
never
of the
seen
book.
it again.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying like
Yeah,
that.
no,
and
it's like-
the rest was
we're like
It's like
halfway through the
perfectly
book
open,
here.
just like
Gotcha.
laying wide
and
open.
like this is like
Hundreds of people.
Gotcha.
If not more. If it's 100
And
names
then can
per
I do
2
like a quick
pages,
like just
ooh.
like a quick like thumb through and see if I like
guess.
if any names that aren't crossed out catch my eye or if it's just like everything's crossed out.
Yeah, so you kind of like lift up an edge of the book and you kind of just like let a
Yeah,
few of
just
the
like-
pages fall. From what you see, almost every single name has a line drawn through it, but you do see sporadically there are names
There
that do
are
not.
names that have okay.
What was the last name that made it through?
The last name that made it through?
Yeah.
That was a good question.
It's a really good question.
Somebody give me Xanathars.
Braga Thunderfoot.
Praga Thunderfoot. I train at Blue Tile Alley every day.
That's what my chef
Yeah.
instructor is. You know,
These traps ain't shit.
He's rolling a random name.
Yeah.
Duh. You see the name Dalaba Knackle. D-A-L-A-B-A.
Yackle.
Knackle.
the Labanackle.
How recent does it look, I guess?
That one is a couple pages back.
Alright.
I'd say probably about-
glean from this.
I'd say
Yeah.
probably about 2.5 pages back.
Alright, what was the name again?
Dalaba, D-A-L-A-B-A, Knackle, N-A-C-K-L-E.
The Labanackle.
Is that any particular name origin I could recall?
Roll a nature check.
You got it.
Got a cousin named Wilbur.
Not good. He does. 10.
10. You can't quite pinpoint it, but to you, the people you've known, you can guess it's either probably like gnomish, possibly halfling.
Okay.
Small.
It could even be slightly elvish. It's kind of hard to pinpoint.
Okay.
Well, I guess at least we now know people have survived.
Yeah, that's
At least that's
true.
what it looks like.
Yep. Maybe we can find this Dalaba. Maybe they're still alive. Maybe they're still in Waterdeep. It's a hell of a chance,
That's a really, really good point.
but we can try.
We could try.
But
Alright.
again, it's not the same. It won't be the same.
I mean, but we can still glean.
We can see
something
what the
from it.
experience was like.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
what the feel, the feel of it is.
Yep.
You know.
Yep. I agree. All right, let's head back.
Yeah.
Cool.
Good expedition.
Yeah. Yeah, so you guys head back and you find the rest of your crew hanging out in the... I guess, what would you guys be doing when they get back?
Am I back from my... What time
I'd say
of
you're
day
probably
is it?
not quite back yet.
Figured.
But yeah, Mavram and Sarmea would definitely be there.
Never?
Before the end, before like, probably like, I don't know, however long that took, maybe like 20 minutes before they get back, I'd actually ask Sarmea, do you mind keeping an eye on the place while the workers are doing their thing? I just really want to run out really quick for a quick end.
Yeah, no problem.
And I have to go to the Stevens game.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, you walk in and you see Avi is at the counter helping a couple people, but you see Emberick kind of standing in the back hammering away at something. And Avi definitely like looks up as they hear the bell ring for the door, but they kind of like don't say anything out loud, but they kind of wave to you and go back to helping the customers. And Emberick kind of looks over his shoulder and comes to approach the counter as you walk in. Hello.
Hey, Embrick, how's it going?
Good. How are you, neighbor?
Not a problem at all. I had a question. I know you sell amazing weapons as it is. Do you happen to sell anything that's a little more, maybe a little stronger?
Sure. What are you looking for?
Just a maybe a slightly enchanted weapon of some kind?
Yeah, I have a few. Anything in particular? Type of weapon you're looking for? A sword or something to smash things?
Maybe something to smash things. Maybe like a nice club or a warhammer.
Yeah. I've got a warhammer lying around.
War
What kind of enchantment are you looking for?
Just maybe something that hits a little bit harder than that.
I see. Yeah. I got something lying around. Give me 1 second.
Not a problem.
And yeah, you see him kind of walk over to a rack, and you see him kind of start to like look through it. Ah, yes. And you see him pick up this warhammer, and he brings it over to you, and it's heavier than what you're used to using. Is you don't really use these kind of weapons, but you see that it is finely crafted. The head of this hammer is got these like almost Celtic knotwork kind of on the sides of it. Nice round ends on each side. A very sturdy looking handle, and it just looks gorgeous. I've got this. Is this for you? You don't really look like the type.
It's not for me. It's a present.
Well, let's see.
He loves to smash.
Oh god.
Well,
Writing from joke.
Yes. I did not.
I think I could get rid of this for, let's say, I could probably do 150 dragons.
Would I be able to put something down on it now and just have you hold it for me?
What do you got to put down?
I'd put down 50.
Sure. I can definitely hold it for you.
Excellent.
That is not a problem.
So yes, I'm going to pass over 50 dragons.
Okay, and he takes it and he says, you know what? Why don't you just take it with you? I know where to come find you if I need the rest.
Well, here, also, thank you. Seriously, that's very kind of you.
Well, after all the hospitality a lot of you have been showing me and my partner here, I can only return the favor.
Maven reaches into his robes and pulls out one of his business cards and goes, well, here, we're trying these out.
Excellent.
Well, thank you. Yes, we honestly very much look forward to the day that you are open for business.
We're excited to see you come around. It's nice to have friends in the neighborhood.
It is. It is delightful. Thank you again.
Can I lift 4 hammer?
Make a strength check.
Okay. That's not bad actually. That's 16.
16. So you struggle with it a little bit, but you're able to get it up enough to get it onto your shoulder, and it kind of takes a second to like get it adjusted to where you don't feel like it's just gonna like rip your shoulder off. But you get it settled enough to where you can get it back to the tavern.
I think I call out as I leave. Thank you again, you two, and please come by soon. We'd love to have a drink.
Yes, thank you so much. And you hear thank you. Yes, we look forward to seeing you again very soon.
And I'm going to go back to the tavern, and before Braga gets home, I'm going to wrap it with a bow, put it in bed.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. So Zin and Savian get back to the tavern, find Sarmea kind of keeping watch over the workers, and I guess Mavram, you just be hanging out now?
Are they...
Yeah, I probably would have maybe just walked down the stairs.
Cool.
If I could say, Sarmea is, well, I want to find that goddamn piece of string.
Make me another investigation check. Here, I'll say that you're making this one actually while they're out.
4. Why don't we have any goddamn string?
My life for some string.
So you don't find any then. Once they get back, I'll let you make another one. So you guys come back and you see Sarmea just kind of like scrounging around with some things.
What was it that time?
2.
Ah!
So these are all the d20s I've rolled tonight. 1142.
Great.
And you see her start. You walk in and you see her kind of like, not quite frantically, but she's almost like running around, and you see this very frustrated look on her face.
What are you looking for, Samaya?
A fucking piece of string.
I reach in my burglar's pack and pull out a 6 inches of string, and I cut it off with my dagger, and I give her 6 inches of string.
Sarmaya puts it in
I like
on
kind
the
of like
couch.
rub her back a little bit.
Sarmaya's gonna sit down on a bar stool, and she's going to cast Unseen Servant to get her a mug of ale.
There you go. Yeah, so you see
Now I have
her
the components.
mutter this phrase and make some hand motions with this new piece of string, and
Bit of wood.
you see her issue a command to somebody, and then all of a sudden you notice kind of behind the counter this tankard just like float up in the air and kind of just bounce on over to the keg and fill itself up and sets itself in Sarmaya's hands.
Right as it hands it to Sarmaya, I'm going to cast Mage Hand and slap it out of the hands. Oh, I've been waiting like weeks to do this.
So Sarmaya, as you're reaching out to grab this tankard,
Fantasizing
as it gets
about
about
this shit.
6 inches from your hand, all of a sudden you just see this actually you
You
don't see anything. You just see the tankard drop to the ground.
Sarmaya's gonna do one of these to the table and sit there like this. And she'll say, another tankard to the Unseen Servant.
You see the same tankard that hit the ground, now empty, float up off the ground and go back over towards the barrel, fill itself back up, and comes back.
I let her have her beer this time.
This time, instead of trying to put it in her hand, it sets it down on the bar.
I'm gonna take a few good gulps. Sit there muttering to myself, looking at the bar top about string.
Fair enough.
You're welcome, by the way.
Thank you.
After I see like the beer happen, like is that the ghost? What's his name again?
Leaf.
Leaf, that's it.
Yeah.
Like you just
Must
getting
have
Leaf
been.
to get your beers now?
Nah, I've been practicing some magic. You guys want some beers?
Sure.
And I command Unseen Servant to get Zen a beer. And then
What are you gonna
Sabian
name
wants one.
Unseen Servant?
I don't know yet.
Okay.
I don't know
Mr.
yet.
Macy's.
What?
No.
Mr. Macy's.
No.
Oh my
no.
gosh.
No.
No.
Nope.
I mean,
That's actually
sounds
not that
like
bad.
You gotta do that. Anyway,
That'd be pretty funny, huh, Mario?
I start setting up the brazier. Wait, is the work crew still here?
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, I'm not doing that. Never mind.
After I get the drinks, I'm gonna have Unseen Servant help the workers.
Okay.
Awesome. I'm gonna take my ale and I'm gonna go upstairs and I'm going to my room
Okay.
and I'm gonna sit down, draw a circle out, put the charcoal and stuff in the brazier, set it alight, and I'm gonna start ritual casting. Find familiar.
Cool.
And after 10 minutes, a small purple and white spotted owl is manifested in front of me.
Dope. So yeah, so you set up this circle and you set up your brazier and you put all your components into it and you set it alight. And as this intoxicating scent begins to fill the room, you start your process. And you go through this, it's a ritual, right?
It's a ritual, 10 minutes.
You go through this ritual, and as it comes to its culmination, and the room begins to fill with this intense fragrance and this smoke billowing from this brazier, as it reaches its peak, all of a sudden, poof! All like just this burst of smoke comes raising out of the brazier, and sitting there is this owl just kind of looking at you with its head cocked to one side.
He's not gonna chew on them. He just really likes shoes.
Oh, excellent.
My owl?
Kind
I
of
was gonna say this is exactly what I
Yep.
thought too.
kind of like ruffles itself.
I reach out my hand and to it.
Shake its hand.
No, like as for it to jump. It's a tiny creature.
Yeah.
The
So
casting time on that's an hour.
what? No, it's not. Find familiar?
Casting time 1 hour.
Oh, sorry. 1 hour it is.
Oh, so an hour later.
well, it
this
is a
happens.
ritual. I miss. Yeah, you're right. I cast this ritual for an hour.
Cool. Yeah. So an hour later, poof, this cloud of smoke, and then this owl is sitting there, and you put out your hand, and it kind of like
It has these emerald eyes.
that kind of like look from your hand up to you, and up and down a couple times, and it kind of like reaches out and like kind of like taps its beak against your hand, and then like reluctantly just kind of like hops over to the edge of the brazier, and then hops up onto your hand, onto your arm.
Pleasure to meet you. I'm Sabian. And I think I'm gonna call you Seamus.
And you see its wings kind of like flutter out, and it ruffles its feathers around.
You like that? Good. Well, you and I are gonna do a lot of good work together.
Cool.
And I come down from my room an hour later, and I have a tiny owl on my shoulder.
As you start to like walk out of the room and walk downstairs, it kind of like just hops along up onto your shoulder.
He's just
How
always,
tiny is tiny?
I mean, it's tiny. It's like if you Google pygmy owl,
Okay,
it
gotcha.
would probably give you.
But they're like this tall, I think.
Yeah, they're not very big.
Okay. Cool.
Like the size of your fist, basically.
Mm-hmm.
As
And
he's
you walk
walking
down and you see this purple spotted owl on Sabian's shoulder.
It's like a dark purple, not a bright purple. Like a midnight shade of purple-ish.
As he's walking down the stairs with the owl, you're gonna hear Mavern talking to Zin and Sarmea. I don't know, he just really kind of just brings something out of me. I haven't seen that in a very long time.
And as you come down and hear this, you also notice that the workers are beginning to pack up and like get their tools gathered and are getting ready to head home for the day.
Are the salt scrapers like left or open the basement? Like, can we see inside?
Yeah, they're like
Yeah,
all
yeah.
like bringing stuff out. And
I definitely want to look down there.
okay. Yeah, so you head downstairs and you notice that all the salt that they had spread out has been like scraped up. You can still see remnants where it's like stuck in the cracks of the floor and things like that. You can see that the stone of the floor and a wall, especially in the room where the wine barrels were, is kind of discolored. But you notice that that giant patch of fuzz and like viscous liquid has been scraped away.
And the two other barrels?
The barrels have all the broken ones have been removed so that they could get to everything.
Right.
But all the barrels that remained intact were still in their places.
Got it. And there were two intact?
In the wine area, yeah.
Okay. Excellent. Excellent. Who do I see about payment?
Well, we're not quite done. We still got a little bit more work to
Oh,
do in
okay.
here to make sure it doesn't come back.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
So, see you on tomorrow.
Yes, we will be back.
Okay. Well, this
But
is fantastic.
if you guys, I know it still doesn't smell pleasant, but if you could leave that hatch up and maybe let it air out a little bit, it'll help.
Will do. And we do that.
Gesundheit.
Tonka.
Yeah, and the crews all pack up and start to head out.
Cool.
It's still not dark yet. There's still probably have about an hour or two sunlight left, but
When do I come?
I'd say
Whenever you want.
yeah. It was
Hey.
Oh god.
I was gonna have you show up in about
Preferably not
10, 15
allowed.
minutes.
Cool. Alright.
So yeah, you guys head back up from the basement. About 10 to 15 minutes later, Brago comes walking in through the front door.
Sweet. I walk through the front door, and I smell like a weird combination of cinnamon and fish sauce.
I have, if
That is
it,
a weird combination.
if it hasn't been an hour yet, I have Unseen Servant get a tankard for Brago.
Well, it took Savian an hour to do his
Oh,
spell,
so it has.
so
Okay, never mind then.
I actually go downstairs and I tap one of those wine barrels.
in the basement.
Ooh.
Yeah, I get X amount of glasses equal to the amount of people that are drinking. So everyone. So that'd be five glasses.
Mm-hmm.
5 wine glasses, and I go down there and I tap it.
Okay.
And I pour a glass, some, and I taste it.
Yeah, so you hold your tankard out underneath the spigot, and you release it, and as you release it, you kind of hear this hiss as this air has been released, and it takes a second, but then you see this thick, like purple brown liquid, almost like molasses, starts to come out of the spigot.
I think you need an exorcism. This wine.
So
And as it
I'm
starts
sure
to come
doesn't
out, you get
smell
this
good.
sharp, bitter smell that hits your nostrils.
I'll try it.
That tiefling constitution.
I'll tap the other one. Same thing.
Yeah, you hear that hiss of
No
this.
free wine.
After
What a
all this
letdown.
trouble we went through.
Letdown.
I want to try
Alright.
it.
Yeah, I don't even pour another glass. I just have this sludge that I've gotten from the 2.
Yeah.
Actually, I let it go for. I let go for a little bit, or I fill up one glass because I kind of am hopeful there's like a plug or something like gross, and then maybe there's actually good wine behind it, but it probably never gets better, does it?
Yeah. Yeah, it
Gross.
fills up just with this like thick, like maple syrup molasses ichor.
Smells bad. Huh?
Oh yeah.
Delicious.
Well, never mind. What a waste.
We tried.
Does this mean that are there other wine caskets in there?
I think I tapped the only 2 that were
Yeah, those are the 2 in the wine cellar.
So if we wanted the caskets, we could have them clean them, maybe.
You could look into it.
Okay.
Casks, right? Not caskets.
Oh,
Caskets.
Yeah,
That's
casks.
where you
Yeah.
put a dead body.
Yeah, that makes
Yeah.
more sense.
You can put a dead body in a wine barrel.
You're right. Maybe
put
that's
wine
why
in
the
the casket,
wine is
it's
really
really
check the wine barrels and see, make sure there's no dead bodies in them
That's
that
probably
curdled
what-
the wine.
Probably a leaf is in one of these.
Oh,
Uh,
man.
No,
You're giving the DM ideas. I'm
giving myself ideas. Yeah, I will just leave the cellar hatch open and be sort of bummed, but I guess we drink ale then. Sorry, friends. I was hoping that we would have some sort of spoils. Instead, we just have spoiled.
What a pity. Well, ale is good though.
Ale's good.
Say, have you always had that bird?
Yep, ever since the first night.
Wait. Are you joking?
What? Oh, you can see him now?
Oh my god.
Yes.
Roll a deception check.
Should I roll it in?
Yes.
Insight?
If you're trying to suss it out, definitely.
Yeah, of course.
19.
I'm less than that. 10.
For
Well,
some
I got-
reason, you believe him.
Where do you keep him?
Wouldn't you like to know?
I would. That's why I'm asking. That's why I'm asking.
No, I've just...
Zin definitely hasn't noticed it until like Brago pointed it out.
No, I've been studying some magics, and I learned a spell. It took me an hour, but I summoned this creature from the Feywild.
What's the Feywild?
It's like a magical place.
Okay.
It's very deadly. Sort
Okay.
of...
So is that thing deadly?
No.
Like, is it dangerous?
No.
Okay.
His name is Seamus.
Hi, Seamus. Is he looking at me? I can't
Yeah,
tell.
he's looking at you.
Wait, his head just turned all the way around. What the hell?
You never seen an owl before?
No.
Oh. Well, this is an owl.
Oh.
They hunt at night.
Does
They
it
eat mice. And
does it fly?
Yeah, and I have it Seamus fly over and
Well,
land
I
on
knew
her
that. It's a
shoulder.
bird.
Oh,
But-
Sir Man's not into it.
What did you say?
Oh, you're not a bird person?
You see it.
Glee on his
see her
face right now.
You see her let it land on her shoulder, but she's just like.
I'll put my hand out for it to like come over to my arm.
I instruct Seamus to go onto Zen's shoulder.
I give him a little scratch.
He loves it. Yeah, he's what they call, he's a spirit. What they call a familiar. He can do my bidding.
So is he not a real bird then?
No, he's more like a spirit in the form of a bird. From the Feywild, which is a deadly place that's similar to the material plane, but contains strange and wondrous creatures.
That's wild.
Like tiny
Can you go
owls.
there?
I'm sure if you knew how.
Whoa.
Okay,
If I
but
go
like-
over to grab him, will he let me pick him up?
Sure.
Okay,
He's very-
I think Mason
he's
walks
very
over to grab me, and
amicable.
Like, still kind of recoiling, and just like very lightly, just like places a finger underneath his feet, and like kind of pets the back of his head. Try to get him to come onto my finger. Can I roll an handling check?
Yeah.
Does it only eat mice? Does it?
Well, this one doesn't eat per
I'm
se
always favored by the gods.
because
Wait. How does it not eat? Oh, right.
because it's just
magic.
a spirit.
Gotcha.
It's magical.
11.
11? Yeah, you're able to coax it over.
Just gonna scritch it right under its beak.
It's into it.
It's into it.
It's a shame you didn't summon a familiar puppet.
It's a Seamus.
Ah!
Yeah, that's true. But if I spend another hour, I can transform it into a different
I'm
form.
totally.
Like not a bird.
I'm gonna do a thing.
Like it could
for
be
the
a
podcast.
it could be a weasel.
Teak is totally getting summoned as a puffin while we're.
Nice.
I could make it a bat or a cat or a crab. But I like this form. It has good eyesight.
It's very cute.
As you guys are having this conversation, I would like everybody to roll a perception check for me.
Oh god. What does that mean?
Lucky number 13.
4.
I'm rolling like garbage today.
Yep.
You and Matt both.
I rolled an 18.
Oh, that's
18?
better.
Also, I would like to roll for my Seamus.
Yeah.
Seamus. Is this a sight or hearing?
This is going to be hearing based.
So then, yes. It matters.
Okay. 21 for Seamus and 18 for Sabian.
So, Sabian, at the same time you hear this, you hear this very muffled scream come out from a distance, and at that same time you hear it, you see Seamus's head whip around, like do 180 and look in the direction it came from.
Which is
That creeps me out.
It seems to be coming from outside of the building. He turned his head to look towards the northeast.
So not actually in Troll Skull Alley,
Correct.
out on the street.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I heard a scream. Did it sound feminine, male? Did it sound surprised?
It sounded
pain?
female and it sounded terrified.
A damsel's in distress. And I leap. I'm out of there.
I follow. I definitely follow.
I
So-
follow.
So as you run out the front door of the manor, you turn to the north to head out of the alley, and as you do, you see a woman go running by to the west. They just keep running down the street. And as you get to that intersection where you saw her go by, you see her continue to run, but you hear a couple more screams come off from the same direction to the northeast.
Look to the northeast.
There's a building in front of you, so you would have to go around it to be able to see any further.
Oh, so it's like a
Can we
different.
get the scream
It's a
sound?
different.
So it'd be so you like you came here and you can hear it coming from like over here.
Oh. I say, it's coming from that way.
I run outside with my maul.
I run towards where the screams are coming from.
I think we all make our way.
Okay,
towards
yeah.
the
So you guys run east down that street that's just north of your guys' tavern, and as you run, you run down a couple blocks, and as you look to the north, you come to one of the streets where you see a couple people run by, heading east, and then as you stop and or do you continue that way? Do you head north up that street?
They're running past us.
No, so they'd be running parallel to you guys on a different street, like
But
2 blocks
the
down.
opposite direction.
So the original woman was running west. These
Yeah.
people are running east now.
Oh.
Weird.
But is there a place that it seems like they're running from? Like a central place?
Yes.
I want to go there.
Yeah, that's where we want.
So as you guys turn up that street and start to head north, you see this crowd of a couple, not a crowd, but you see a few people just running east, and then all of a sudden you see a city guard come running in that same direction, and you see come running behind him is another city guard, but you see that his pants are like halfway down his ankles, and you see him like run, like he almost stumbles and like falls face first in the ground, and he's trying to pull his pants up, and then all of a sudden you see this large worm-looking creature with these feet that run all the way up its underside and these tentacles that come off of its chest come up behind him and wrap around him and throw him into a pile of barrels next to a building.
So with tentacles and legs?
Tentacles and legs. Wait, the legs are the tentacles, or
Like
No.
a big maggoty beast.
It kind of looks like this.
Yeah, big.
Oh.
maggoty.
In the process of this all happening, can I cast Mage Armor?
Yeah.
Do it. Did it on the first turn.
muscle wizard casts fist?
And you see it pick up this guard and just throw him, and you see it kind of turn, and it sees you guys standing there. I'm gonna have everybody roll initiative.
Yeah.
Of course.
And at that point, I think we're gonna take a break so I can set up this map, and we can break for a second.
Cool.
So yeah,
When I
so
get back then, so
Yep.
don't forget.
yeah, so we'll do that when we get back, and we will be back in just a few minutes after our break.
Yep.
We'll see you guys soon.
Anyone got a Kit Kat?
All right, and we're back. Woo! All right. Let's see those initiative rolls.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I
Alright.
forgot what
Roll
I
Ready,
that
rolls.
beautiful beam.
That's why I waited, 'cause I knew I'd forget what I rolled.
footage.
I got a 14.
Sarmea got a 14.
There's my natural 20.
Brago,
7.
7.
What?
It's okay.
Sabian,
Hi, Mario.
13.
There's a cat.
Cats are
Zin.
streamed sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Cat stream.
Zin, what'd you roll?
Oh, 20. Yeah.
The galaxy
20
is
plus
on
0, 20.
Orion's belt.
Mavram,
19.
19. All right. Okay, cool. So, you guys come around and you see this thing that has just slammed this city watch guard into this pile of barrels next to this building. That's him on the ground here. And as you guys see this happen, you see him fly into these barrels, and you notice that this liquid just kind of happens to spray off as he gets thrown. And you notice that this thing standing in front of you guys is just covered in this thick, brackish looking, just viscous liquid. It's going to start with the guy who got thrown in the barrels. Somehow he rolled a 21.
I mean, he knew what was happening.
He knew it was coming.
He was definitely not surprised.
Yeah, no.
And if
So
I
you
had
see
my
him-
pants around my ankles,
So you see him
I would be scrambling too.
you see him pull himself up, and he uses one of the knocked over barrels to hoist himself up, and you see he's just cut up, he's bleeding, and he uses his action to pull his pants all the way up, buckle his pants, and then he draws his weapons, and he's going to move back over here, and that's what he's going to do with his turn.
Draw my weapon, run away.
Bringing it to Big Bug's turn. He is going to move forward, and you notice as he moves forward that this liquid that sloughs off of him leaves this just disgusting trail behind him where he goes.
Is it a poo trail?
And he's going to, you see one of his tentacles whip out as it tries to swing at this other town guard. And it swings for a 21, so it's going to hit him. And it does 8 points of damage to him. But you also see its tentacle wrap around it and close, and attempt to close tight. But luckily he makes the save, and as this tentacle tries to wrap around him, you see him kind of duck down just enough to where the tentacle slips off, and you see just these streaks of this brown liquid left across the body of the city watch guard, making it Zin's turn.
I mean, I think I have a just straight line of sight
Yeah,
to it, right?
definitely.
What was that be? Let's see. 10, 15, 20. I'm gonna move up, like... Actually, I'll move like 20 feet up towards it.
20 in a straight line.
Yeah, that's fine.
As you move that 20 feet forward and get ready to do whatever it is you're going to do, you notice this unbearable stench that just kind of fills this area.
Alright. Well, I feel like I'm a little resistant to stench after living in a place with that basement. But I am going to breath weapon.
Okay.
Yep. Shooting some lightning.
All right. So it's a dex save?
Yes, dex save, and the DC is 11.
11?
Yep.
It rolled a 17.
Alright, so it still gets half as much.
Okay.
So 2d6. So 7. So
7 damage?
no, half.
Oh. So 3?
3, yeah. Little something.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna use my bonus action to invoke my Crimson Right on my flail.
Okay.
Take
And then
3 points of damage.
yeah, and then stand my ground.
All right. As you do that,
Brace
go
myself.
ahead and roll me a free perception check.
Sure.
As you kind of take in this scene that you see in front of you.
3.
Yeah, you just notice this giant bug thing in front of you with this covered in this liquid that seems to slop off onto the ground around it, and it is gross. You see this long trail just like leading off behind it, and it's fucking nasty. You just have this stench of literally shit just fill your nostrils. Bringing it to the guy who's in front of him. He's going to move in and try and take a hack at him with his, or not take a hack, he's going to try and jab him with his spear. But you notice as he steps into that range to kind of like take his swing on him, you notice him kind of slip on the slick that's just on the ground all around this creature and almost loses footing.
Gross.
And he swings for 12, which does not hit him. So that's going to be his turn. Mavram, you're up.
Okay, I'm gonna walk 5 feet forward towards the creature.
Okay.
Just breaking the line slightly, and then fire off a guiding bolt.
A guiding bolt?
Yeah.
Okay. And that's a dex save as well?
No,
What's that?
it's a roll to hit.
Oh, that's a roll to hit?
Yeah, that's 17 to hit.
17 hits.
Excellent. So that's 12, 15, 16, 17. 17 points of radiant damage, and it glows
Sorry.
for the next bit of time.
The next attack.
Yes.
Cool.
And then I'm going to, Mavram kind of like feels this odd sensation, and he's going to spend, he's going to quicken spell Firebolt and throw out the Firebolt at the creature.
Okay, cool.
It just feels weird, but he feels like he has the opportunity to do so.
Yeah,
Well, I can't.
take it.
Exactly. 11.
11 does not hit.
Okay, Firebolt flies.
Anything else?
No.
Oh, you have advantage from your own guiding bolt.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you do. You do.
That's right, because it's the next attack.
Yeah, you did.
Then that turns it into a 25 to hit.
Oh, yeah, that hits.
Yeah.
Set yourself up.
I alley-ooped myself.
1 point of fire damage.
1 point?
One? Oh, damn.
Still cool.
Hey, yeah, that's one more than it would have been.
Alright, no more movement, nothing else?
Stop at 1 extra damage.
whatever.
I throw with a nice weapon. Can I use my strength?
Mavram, no more movement, that's it?
No, that's it. I'm gonna hold my ground.
Cool. Sarmea.
Yeah, alright, so first, Sarmei is going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Okay, so I'm within 30 feet of him. And then,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, and then she's going to pull Tiny Tarts and a Feather out of her component pouch, and I'm going to cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter
Tiny tarts.
Okay.
on the worm thing. And it would need to make a Wisdom saving throw.
Oh, you may use your choice of strength or dexterity.
But the barbarian rage.
It rolled an
melee attacks,
8.
it says here.
So it does not make it, so it's going to blast.
Does that spell happen to have an effect on creatures with a certain intelligence, or
Does it have an intelligence of 4 or lower?
it does?
Then it's not affected.
So nothing happens.
Whoa.
No.
This worm
Except
doesn't
for-
know how to laugh.
Sarmei will yell, "Damn it!"
So yeah, you bring your tarts out and you cast your spell, and you feel the spell leave you, but you notice absolutely nothing happen.
My tarts have failed me.
And then Sarmei is gonna pull out her drum, and she's gonna do bardic inspiration and just furiously beat her drum to inspire Zen on
Okay.
the next turn.
Rad.
Zin, you have a bardic inspiration die.
Excellent.
1d6.
1d6.
Anything else?
Put that here for myself.
And that is it.
All right, Savian, you're up.
Sabian will.
And I can add that to anything except damage, right?
Correct. Sabian will. Does the guard count as my ally for the purposes of sneak attack?
It does.
Okay, thank you.
Enemy of my enemy is my
Yeah,
friend.
something like that. I will run up within 20 feet of it.
Okay.
So I guess like 5 feet forward from Zoom. And I will huck 2 daggers at it.
All right.
2 non-magical daggers.
Okay.
First one is a 23 to hit.
23 hits.
Alright. $16 points of piercing damage as I sneak attack him.
All right.
And then second attack. Offhand throw. So that'd be a 14 plus 5, so 19.
19 hits.
Okay, and I don't add my dex mod to this. Offhand. 4.
4 points of damage.
Yeah.
All right.
So casual 20.
Yeah.
I used my bonus action, but I will spend my last 10 feet of movement to move. Nope. I lied. I'm going to come back here toward the door.
Okay.
Alright. That's it.
All right. Before you move back, why don't you go ahead and roll me a perception check?
Okay. That one. So, well, it's not a total failure, but it's
You're
bad.
just pretty distracted by
4.
what's going on
Yep.
to notice any of the details.
Yep.
All right, that's gonna make it Brago's turn.
We're all going to fail this perception.
All right. I would like to rage. And then I'm gonna move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, full 25 feet with my little legs.
And again, as you move closer, you just feel this unbearable stench of shit just
Yeah.
like overtake your nostrils.
I'm gonna have my maul in one hand, and then I'm gonna pull my hand axe out from underneath my trench coat and just and throw it at this thing as hard as I can.
Okay.
Your maul?
No, my hand axe.
Oh.
That is gonna be a 16 to hit.
16 hits.
I'm in damage, but that's okay. 5 points of slashing damage.
Rage is on.
Mm-hmm. And the
Rage is all the rage.
my barbarian archetype triggers.
Okay.
Just so you know, I can RP it.
Cool. Yeah.
When
Sounds good.
if it happens.
Totally.
Your new stuff. Okay, I missed this part of your conversation.
You don't need to know
Yeah.
yet. It's a need to know basis there, Savian.
All right. That is going to bring us back to the top of the round. And you are going to see this first City Watch guard that took the tumble into the barrels. You see him stand upright and get ready to charge in. And then you notice that he just he stands up and is about to start to lunge forward, and then you just notice that he just suddenly looks sick. You just see this you see him catch the whiff of the stench, and it just almost brings him to tears, and you see him just yak all over the ground in front of him and fall over
Oh, wow.
unconscious.
Shit.
Literally.
Making it this monstrous bug dude's turn.
It's a shit bug.
That it is.
You're all a bunch of shit bugs.
And he is going to, again, whip out with one of its tentacles at this guy in front of him.
It has disadvantage on that attack.
Ooh, does it? All right.
Does that just work? Can you just tell the DM?
Also, he dies, so...
No, he's got
What
visions.
archetype is this?
What happens with that?
I'm gonna reroll my
Did it hit?
So,
You just get
it does in fact hit.
Do
It does hit? Okay. Well, so what you see is that in front of this guardsman, there is this spectral form of a female dwarf wearing a tunic with a staff in her hand and this like braided hair behind her, and she is like up in the grill of this monster, just like distracting it, and it does still manage to connect despite that, but it seems frustrated by the like fainting of this spectral dwarf. He does also gain resistance to the damage type.
The City Watch guard?
Whatever damage that is dealing, he gains resistance to it.
Okay, cool.
Hella.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So he is going to take...
Good last fight with you, buddy.
Yeah.
Sweet ability!
I know. It's a bummer, but...
Also, Bardic Inspiration I can add after I roll, right?
Before you know the
Before you know the result, yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Got it, okay. So I can know the result of my roll, but I can't know the outcome.
You can't have the.
But I can do it-
You
I
can't
can
know the
decide to roll in
DM's
between
arbitration, but you can't like.
Right.
You don't.
Cool. Got it.
Yeah.
So you see this tentacle whip out and wrap around this City Watch guard, and it lifts him up into the air as it picks him up off the ground, and you see the guard try and like shake, and you just watch the tentacle wrap around him even tighter, and then the body just goes limp in its wiry tentacle.
I'm gonna use I like
Ooh.
you know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So like I like use the spike on the bottom of my flail to like make the palm of my hand bleed.
It's not your turn yet.
Huh?
Not-
This is my reaction.
Oh, okay, cool.
And I cast Blood Curse of the Fallen Puppet, giving that dead body an extra attack on this creature.
Oh.
Ooh.
So it just gets to attack
yeah.
right now?
If you want me to read it, since it's the
Yeah,
first
go
time
for
using
it.
it. The moment a creature falls unconscious or dies within 30 feet of me, I can use my reaction to give that creature a final act of aggression. That creature immediately makes a single weapon attack against a target of my choice, within its attack range, obviously. And then after that attack, it just goes back to being unconscious or dead.
Cool.
But the amplify thing.
The amplify, pretty much I'm going to take damage equal to my Crimson Rate die, a roll of that. And I get to add my Wisdom modifier to the damage, so just add an extra one.
Okay.
It's the hit and damage, I think.
To attack, roll, and damage. Yep, you're right. So I'm going to take, of course, 4. That's fine.
So he takes a swing, but the burden of this tentacle wrapping around him even tighter is just too much for him, and he
What's your
swings.
wisdom on?
He swings
Plus
wide,
Oh.
and misses. And then he just
Plus 1 doesn't help it?
it does not.
No.
That with the +1, it makes it a 9.
No.
Unfortunately.
Wheel.
So it goes limp in his hands. You see
I
him.
tried.
You see it drop the body to the ground, and it's gonna go. It's going to move here, and then it's going to move. It's going to climb 5 feet up onto the wall.
Alright.
See
He's
if I can
terribly
get the
drunk.
balance here. Maybe not. Alright, so it's basically on this wall right here, 5 feet up.
Slurm.
There you go.
Slurms McKenzie. Some tired party, y'all.
making it Zin's turn. Zin, at the beginning of your turn, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
And you have
Alright.
Bardic Inspiration. Can you use that on a saving throw?
Yep.
Yep, and everything but damage.
Okay.
Con saving. Okay. Definitely using my inspiration. I don't even know if that's gonna get me there, but I'm gonna try. Well.
16 hits, we know
No, I'm making a saving throw.
that. Oh, never mind.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm not even gonna waste it because even if I rolled a 6, I'd still only be at 10. So I have a 4.
A 4?
Yep.
Yeah, 4 does not make it. You take 5 points of poison damage as the stench just becomes overbearing to the point to where you start to feel your stomach turn and bubble, and you have to like choke back the vomit.
Gross.
And then you can take your turn.
Then I get to take my turn. Okay.
Well,
Is that a poisoning effect?
No,
Damn it.
All right.
it is
Well,
not. It's just poison damage.
it's only 5 feet
Five
up the wall. You
resistance
said,
to
right?
that.
So
Oh,
I could
if
still.
it hits you, yeah, you would have resistance.
I
What's
could
up?
still like walk up to it and attack it. 'Cause
Oh,
it's
yeah,
only, like, 5
definitely.
feet up the wall. Cool.
You walking up to it then?
I am going to do that.
I will say, as you get up to it, when you get right within its range, you notice that the ground around it, where all this ick has just like slopped off onto the ground,
Kinda figured that'd
you
be
kind
an
of
issue.
almost like slip in it, and anything within that 5 feet of it is difficult terrain.
Okay, got it. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna attack with my flail. There we go. That's better for a 24.
That hits.
And then I got.
how's this creature looking?
It's definitely got a few marks. It's definitely bleeding, but it's still moving around pretty quick.
2, 6, 8 bludgeoning, and 3 lightning damage.
So 11 total.
Yep.
All right. Anything else?
Nope, I don't think so.
All right. Mavram, you're up.
Turn to face it, up the wall, and I don't have to get any closer, do I?
No.
Nope, but you do have to make a con save.
Okay, so it is close enough for that.
Yep.
Okay,
I think it's the guy covered in poo.
gross. Con save would be 9.
All right.
Sheesh.
9.
You take 4 points of poison damage.
Okay. And then I'm going to cast Guiding Bolt at level 2.
Okay. Do it.
Sounds like a great roll.
What was it?
Natural 1.
Oh no!
Get it from
All
the
right. Yeah, draw a fail
Oh
card.
my gosh.
I'm not
So I'm
gonna.
going to draw a fail card.
I've already looked at the top several. Do you want me to do spell effect? Is it that one?
Yeah, it should be the bottom one.
Bottom one, freaky. You and the target must each make a charisma saving throw. If you both fail, your minds are switched for 1d4 rounds.
What? Yes.
DC 12 charisma saving throw.
You got this.
Only
You
if you
got this.
only if you both fail does
Don't
this happen.
roll.
Oh, okay.
Only if you both fail.
Christopher. Do not fail this. My beautiful boy.
Did you roll?
Yeah, I got a charisma saving throw, which was 18.
All right.
Oh, okay.
The effect doesn't
It rolled a
happen.
19, so it does not
All right.
matter.
That's a really good one.
Your minds are switched. That's
That would have been fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would love to
anyways,
see you roleplay this.
I know, right?
Mavram as a carrion crawler. I smell so bad. You can't speak though.
Oh, yeah. Click,
Yeah,
click.
anything else,
For a
Mavram?
No, that's everything.
All right. Sarmea.
That would have been hilarious.
Yeah,
Okay,
would've.
so, well, first I turn around to look at
And
it.
you got to make a con save.
Yeah, I thought so.
Poop everywhere.
No!
Oh! All right. You take no damage.
Alright, and then I'm going to pull a bit of fleece out of my components pouch, and I'm going to cast Phantasmal Force. My first time casting it ever in the history of my life. So I'm going to, I craft an illusion that only the Carrion Crawler sees, and it's going to be that of a Mind Flayer. It's in a 10-foot cube, and we'll say it's just like floating over here. And I'm kind of uncertain about the wording because I'm just wondering if it can take this damage this round or if I have to wait till the next round.
You have to make it appear that it's attacking the creature.
Yeah.
For it to
Yeah.
take damage, yeah.
And the spell's description is longer in the PHB,
Oh, yeah.
but that's the gist of it. The other stuff isn't as important.
Still a lot of text.
It is.
Okay, it has to fail the save before the
Complicated
illusion's
spell.
created.
Oh yeah, okay,
Yeah.
so S fail the save.
So just fail to save.
Yeah.
Just do like
BD.
Aaron. It has disadvantage. It fails to save.
Yeah, so each round on your turn. So,
Not this round, if it fails. Is that
No? It's just
No, I would imagine that,
the
yeah,
first
you can
time
still
you
do
cast
it, yeah.
it's on your turn.
okay, cool.
Alright, so charisma save?
Yes.
I'm sure this thing is
Yeah, they're
super
so charismatic.
covered
No,
in
it's
poop.
intelligence, sorry.
Oh, intelligence.
I'm
Yeah.
sure it's
They're-
also very.
We've already
smart.
established they
Yeah,
are
it's
very
got a
intelligent.
So less than 4.
Yeah, it
Or,
doesn't
sorry,
make
4
it.
or less. 4 or less.
Okay, so I create the image of a Mind Flayer. The Mind Flayer will attack it, and it can do 1d6 psychic damage.
It
Mhm.
perceives as whatever.
1!
I mean, that's pretty good
More
for an
damage.
illusion. Illusion
So the Mind
damage.
Flayer, like, whatever Mind flays its mind.
It's
Mind blast.
It's mind blast. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'm
definitely.
gonna pull out my drum and angrily beat on it to give Bardic. to give Bardic inspiration to Brago.
Slam
Okay.
poet.
Brago, you have
Yeah.
a
Oh my
inspiration.
God.
I got an inspiration.
Carrion
What D is it?
It's a D6.
Go suck.
Alright, anything else, Armand?
I will.
That would be
Because
great.
Zen's there, I think I'd stay there. I'll stay.
I'll stay
Alright,
with
Sabian.
you, Zen. Sabian pulls out his pistol
Ooh.
and aims it. Pistol.
Pistol?
Pistola.
Takes aim, even though he's not proficient, so I guess I'm not adding my proficiency bonus.
Nope.
is
Definitely
it
not.
Dex?
It is dex based.
Alright.
This is good.
Non-natural 20.
Yeah, that hits.
And I get my gun! No, what is the damage die for this?
So the damage
I have no
is.
stats on this weapon. We should probably remedy that at some point, but whatever.
The D100. Okay.
That's 9999.
Yeah, limit break.
It's like Superman. It does however
The
much damage
damage
you want it to do.
is a D10 plus 4 piercing damage, and then 2D10 poison damage.
Damn.
Plus my sneak attack. Because it's right
Plus
there.
your sneak attack.
Okay, so a D10. Say it again.
Executed.
A D10 plus 4 piercing damage, or it'd be a
Plus
D10
the-
plus your dex,
Okay, so plus 3.
and then 2D10 poison.
Okay.
So loud.
3d10 essentially.
Okay.
I really like the idea of
This'll
getting
be a
sneak
bullet?
attack damage on a fucking gunshot. That's really great.
7 piercing damage. 16 poison damage.
Oof.
I feel like this thing might be resistant to poison.
And 2 sneak attack.
Alright, so
Again, it's a gun. It's not very sneaky. Wow.
You gotta buy a silencer, then that'll get better.
alright, so give me that damage again.
Overall, it was 18 plus 7, so 25 total.
18 plus 7.
Do you
How
need
much
the
of that
poison?
was poison?
Oh,
Yeah.
16 was poison. Okay,
I was
let me rephrase it.
Yeah.
9 non-poison damage
Okay.
and 16 poison damage, reduced to 8, I would assume.
Okay.
Or 0.
That's still 17
Poison
total?
have an effect.
From what you can tell in the heat of battle,
Oh,
you don't notice.
They are
Yeah.
just poison bullets. What is the chain clip size of this pistol?
6.
Pistol. Okay, so I have 5 left.
Oh shit, this is a
Alright.
revolver.
It had 4 when you found it because he had fired 2 shots.
Oh,
And then
I
you
would
had
have
that bag of
reloaded
20.
it once
So,
that,
okay. Fair. Once you figured out how it worked,
yep,
or once Stormay had
once-
told you how it functioned.
Yeah.
Considering this campaign has the word heist in the title, I'm really excited it's a revolver.
It's a spider revolver.
Even.
Nicolas
better.
Cage is really jealous somewhere.
All right, yeah. So you all hear this loud crack just ring out through the streets, and you see just you hit it in the midsection. You just see like a chunk of this brown matter just fly. It's looking pretty beat up at this point. Anything else?
Bonus action, hide.
Alright.
I'm gonna run around the corner and try to hide behind the crates. And I will make that lovely stealth roll. Not great, but a 12.
Okay,
I believe I am hidden.
you feel hidden.
Uh-huh.
All right,
Spotty-
Brago, you're up.
spotty at best.
I'm just gonna like run over and around Sarmaya and knock the thing off the wall, and then I'm just gonna let out this. Just like,
Oh, I forgot to make you make your con save. at the
Really?
beginning.
I was all the way over there.
You were here?
Yeah, I was there.
You're right there or right there?
I was next to the door.
Yeah, he specifically said next to the door.
Well, if it was that space, then it hits you. If it's that one, it doesn't.
I was the one in front.
Then yeah.
Damn it. Thought it was like. I was trying. All right, it's a con save.
Yep.
All right, here we go. 13.
Don't think that makes it. Nope.
Okay. Take some damage.
so I'm moving in close proximity to this thing. I believe.
So you take 2 poison damage. You have to make your con save.
Oh, that's not great. 8. Fail.
8 does not make it.
But I've got poison resistance.
Oh, you have
you take-
advantage. Well, wait, is it a poisonous effect?
Do I actually have advantage on
No,
it?
it's just poison damage.
Oh, okay.
Or each have resistance.
With your resistance, you take 1 point of damage.
On advantage on saves versus poison is what.
Oh, then
Yeah.
yeah.
13.
13 still doesn't make it.
Okay,
That was
but
what
it's.
I
I take. What's the total?
1.
1.
Because of your resistance.
Because
Yeah.
after resistance.
Yep.
Right.
Yep, roll the 2.
Suck it, poop monster.
Alright, what you got?
Poop monster.
Not today.
Just from the stink and the grossness of this thing, there's like just a little bit of like spittle at the corner of his mouth. He's just like just whacks out with his maul.
Smells briefly of.
Natural 20. All right, and this is I'm raging, so
Cinnamon and fish sauce wind comes descending
I can stink too. Okay, so are we doing which crit roll rules are we using?
We're going to do the new ones. So
New
it's,
ones,
you're going to maximize your first die and then roll the second one.
Cool.
Well, but it's a 2d6.
Oh, it's 2d6. So I
Max 2d6.
max 2d6
right?
plus 2d6,
And
right?
then yeah,
yes.
2d6.
Cool. 7 plus 12, so 19. Plus 6 is 25 points of bludgeoning damage. Nope. 27 because of rage damage.
Mm-hmm.
How would you like to kill this
Yeah!
thing? It had exactly 27 hit points.
That's
Just-
awesome!
I'm just
Yes.
gonna, so I'm going to just like come in and like crack one of its knees, like one of its
Its knees?
its
It doesn't
legs
have
that's
knees.
attaching it to the. No, I got this.
I mean,
this.
or it has like a
I'm going to like. right.
Fair enough.
Perspective.
I'm going to like. It tries to cower behind the wall, but I come in with just such force that I like take out the corner of the wall and go travel through it with the maul. So just like maul through the corner of the house into the side of this thing and just like sledgehammer it, and it like lands over here in a big pile of poopy guts.
Well, so what I was going to say actually, so you hit it and you bring the wall down with it. It's going to come straight down. I need you and Zin to make a dex save.
I have advantage on that because I can see it.
It's falling straight down, so you're just out of the way.
Cool.
16.
Okay.
13?
So Zin makes it. You just miss. So as it falls, Zin, you're able to just jump straight back. You almost take Sarmea out as you try and get out of the way. But Brago, you're going to take 11 points of bludgeoning damage as it falls off the wall.
5.
So 5.
I'm raging.
Yep.
Poopy bludgeoning damage.
I think this is the wall falling on me.
Oh, I thought it was the creature.
No, it's the creature
It's
coming
the
down
creature
onto
wall.
you. Yeah.
Uh-huh. I don't smell like cinnamon anymore, guys.
Well, you might a little bit. It's somewhere under there.
You gotta peel back the layers.
Gross.
Yeah, so you guys find yourselves out of
Squinty
combat.
up
Brago,
there.
you're able to kind of like pull yourself out from underneath this thing, but you are just covered in this mixture of shit and what you find to be viscera.
Yeah, I just like heroically, grossly stand up in the middle of this thing.
Ugh.
Just like bits of it on either side of me.
Roll me a Constitution save.
Gross.
Yeah.
Really good.
Wait,
You're just there.
21.
So you stand up all big and proud and like make yourself as tall and buff as you can. Ugh! And as you let out this like rewarding yell, you like just catch the stench that is now covering you, and like you catch yourself, but you're able to keep it down before you throw up all over the place.
Yeah.
But yeah, you guys are now done with this battle.
Do I notice that they think this thing smells really bad?
Yeah, you had to make the roll for it.
Well, yeah. I just want to be like, I don't know why you guys are overreacting. It's not that bad.
It's pretty powerful.
Right, but I still made my save, so...
Meta.
Being cocky about it.
I was just gonna look at
Yeah.
her like, I'm in it and I'm fine.
I'm going to use Mage Hand Ledgermane to pick the pocket of the dead guard over yonder.
Damn. Are they both dead? Or is one of them just...
Well, the guy who's down.
They're both down.
The one that's
This
not
guy?
surrounded by people, yeah.
How are you? Well, I guess it doesn't matter. You're out of combat. Yeah. So you pick its pockets.
I may retrieve an object in a container worn or carried by another creature.
Mm-hmm. Are you looking for anything specific?
No, I'm just robbing him.
All right. Yeah. So you fish around in his pockets, and you are able to find a pouch containing 10 dragons.
I float it across the alleyway to myself.
Can I go up and check if are they actually dead? Is it pretty visible that they are?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Never mind.
I mean, you can attempt something if you're wanting to. It has only been like 18 seconds total.
Does anyone have a whistle?
Just the one God gave me. The gods gave me. And I whistle.
Can you do that as loud as possible?
Why?
Because the watch uses whistles to summon more watch members, and we clearly need watch here.
As
They're gonna
Sabian
need to take
reaches
care of
down
their
and
own.
starts looting the other guy
Whatever.
as he walks over.
As Brago comes out of his rage, he's just gonna like have this like moment of lucidity and look around and just be like, Mom, and like look up and down the corners and like look around at the like body and just like he's just like looking all over the place, just like a little wild-eyed.
Yeah, make a perception check.
Natural 20!
You can't crit ability checks, so you have to add your perception.
That's natural 20!
Awesome.
So you look around to where you last saw her, and right away you don't see
She's
anything.
standing right there.
But you feel something like that feeling of eyes being on you, and you kind of look up, and in in the air, about 15 feet above you, you see that form again, just kind of looking down on you with a big smile on its face. And then it just dissipates into the wind.
I just I'm like sit down like cross-legged in the middle of the street, and if anybody comes and sees me, I've just got like tears pouring down my face.
Oh, buddy.
I think I'll run over and check on Brago after he sits down. Just kind of. So I'll probably have to make a Constitution check.
Yeah, might need to go to the bathhouse tonight.
No, I was gonna suggest that.
That's a 7 Constitution check.
Yeah, so you walk up to him and you're about to put your hand on his back to like give him a consoling pat, and then realize what he's covered in, and then it just hits you, and you just turn, just like
Hey, baby,
pop
hey.
on the ground. Like, yeah, exactly.
I've come to support you.
Not only do you have to like turn to avoid him, but you have to turn even more to avoid the body of the dead watchguard that's like next to him.
He's. Are you okay, Brago?
I saw her. I saw my mom.
What?
She was here.
What do you? Wait. We all saw the spectral form, right?
Yeah, it was visible to all. I mean, if you were looking at the thing when it happened.
You might not have seen the last time you saw it when it faded away, but you definitely saw it in the battle.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean your mom was here?
She's dead, but I saw her here. I don't know what. Maybe she's come to protect me or something, but I don't know.
I'm gonna push through the gross and give her a big hug.
Thanks, buddy.
Right?
That's a 25.
Oh yeah, you're fine.
The power of love.
Yeah. So I'm going to just like, I'm still like crying, and I'm just going to like, you're gonna hear me like, I'm gonna like pull back just a little bit and like put my hands on your shoulders and just be like, I haven't seen her since the Harpers killed her about 2 months ago.
There it is. It doesn't say that out loud, but there it is.
Did we all hear that?
I would say the rest of you make a perception check to see if you did hear that.
6.
Natural 20.
18.
Kind of looks at you.
The two of you hear it.
21.
Sormea does not.
I didn't know.
None of you did. I haven't shared it with anybody. That's why I'm here in Waterdeep. But I'll tell you more of it later. I need to not smell like this right now. I'm just gonna like wipe my face a little bit with like whatever slightly clean part of myself I can find.
Fair. And as you guys now look around this scene, you can see that in the middle of these two buildings here, you just notice this gaping hole in the ground and bits of wood shattered everywhere. Braga, with your natural 20 perception check, you're able to put together that this creature exploded out the bottom of an outhouse.
That's kind of what I figured.
Yeah.
Of course it did.
I thought a brothel was under attack at first. But,
See,
he had his pants down.
there's two activities.
Yeah. He was pooping or he was getting laid. Either way, hilarious.
So he's pooping, and then this thing just comes.
Yeah,
giant,
This is like
oh,
Jurassic
God.
Park all over again.
Good thing. Oh man,
And you
that
actually
embarrassing
see,
my
like-
life.
You
Good
gotta
thing
go,
he's
you
dead.
gotta
You actually see like bits of animal parts like around the edge of the hole where he burst out also.
Animal parts. Gross.
Mm-hmm. Very.
Like animal parts that were in the sewer or animal parts that were above.
Oh yeah, they're completely caked in shit.
Oh,
and
okay. The carrion of the carrion crawler.
Mhm.
Okay. didn't want to.
Well.
Like, did it explode out of an outhouse and a cow? But no.
Yeah, and so it's getting pretty late, so I think that's a pretty good place to end our session.
Call it, yeah.
Yeah.
I retrieved my daggers.
Yeah.
I guess I retrieved my hand axe.
I would
but,
imagine.
Zin very much is contemplating, like, taking a piece of this monster and then thinking better of it because it's super gross.
Yeah. Throughout, like later on after I bathe, Mavrum, I would tell you that a little bit that my mother ran an organization that I was also a member of, and the Harpers killed her for being a member of of my organization, which I think I've already talked with you guys about. The Pickers.
But Mavrum wasn't there because I was getting you a job. I think.
Oh, I would tell Mavrum because
Right, of course.
Well, yeah.
we're
Yeah.
literally butt buddies.
Lovers.
But anyways, yeah, that's
I'll
it.
just kind of take it in and let you just
Yeah, you will.
like tell me the whole story.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't go into like the nitty-gritty details, but the high level of that's what happened, and that is why I'm in Waterdeep.
I'm helping the Harpers to understand.
How deep is it?
So deep, balls deep.
Water deep, you perv.
And on that
gay,
note,
don't worry
thank
about
you
it.
all for joining us. It's been a fun episode.
Yes, it has.
Yep.
I'm sorry to see Brago leaving.
Yes.
It has been a
We all
great
are.
time. You will be missed.
Yeah.
You are welcome to come back anytime you would like.
Awesome.
Um,
Thank you.
But that being said, check out the Swordcast Adventures. Act 2 releases this Monday, August 19th, which we're very excited about. The first episode is super fucking fun,
Yeah.
super awesome. Make sure you check it out. You guys don't want to miss it. And if you haven't yet, check up or catch up. You guys still have a little bit of time to do so. And we will see you guys next Wednesday when we do this again at 7:30. And don't forget to check out my
2
new
Wednesdays
podcast.
from now.
Oh, 2 Wednesdays from now. Yes, you're right. 2 weeks. And don't forget to check out my new podcast, Help Action, which releases every other Friday. But until next Wednesday, we will see you soon, and you will hear from us on Monday when we release our next episode of Season 2.
Also,
Yep.
check out our Patreon preview. DM
Tomb of
by
Annihilation.
myself. Yep, Tomb of Annihilation.
All right, thank you so much for watching, guys. We love you all, and we appreciate it. We will see you next time.
Bye.
And I get my gun!
That was maybe the